Line up, you fucking nerds. Who wants a shot at the champ?
They bring the heat.
Francis Ngannou is the hardest puncher in the history of fighting.
They bring the knowledge.
If you think this fight is going 5 rounds, you are out of your mind.
They bring you the picks.
The dog is getting it done in this one.
We deliver every single week. We're bringing the heat, ladies and gentlemen.
The Moneyline.
Don't miss it on the MMA Experts channel each week. The Moneyline. We are live talking UFC 312. I am AJ, joined as always by my guy, Mike Finch. What's up, dog?
Feeling good in the neighborhood, my friend. I tried to tell y'all, Israel Adesanya, you got to be careful with him now, man. You got to be careful with him. And those heavyweights, AJ, I know you thought Pav was going to blow his ass out of the water, right? That shit
decision.
Sucked,
what are you talking about?
Did that fight suck or what?
It was a letdown, bro. Wow.
Boring ass fight. The takedown surprised me too.
Yeah, it was like, we'll talk about it. It was an eye-opening performance for Pavlovich in some ways, but also like, damn, there's no hype on him. He's got a flat tire.
Eye-closing performance in some ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe yawns galore in the crowd, bro. They definitely didn't like it over in Saudi, but it's all right. It's all right because there was really good matchups on UFC Saudi Arabia. I think we got to go. What's up, gangster? What's up? Well, look at these fucking savages in chat. Hernanov, the G. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Fucking up.
Let's go. Hey, W to the crew. I appreciate it. Finch appreciates it. We're excited to chop it up 312. But, of course, we're going to go back and forth. Finch man's got to give us his thoughts on the fight. We'll have a little conversation about what went down this Saturday. Before we get into like the madness of 312, let's be honest, is a crazy card as far as like matchups of prospects versus, somewhat of vets. And a lot of the picks, bro, you really got to sit down and think about. But as far as name value, yes, I've made us think about it. The main card doesn't have the lore of ranked fighters and matchups that have somewhat of like top level implications. I mean, you got a guy making his debut in the featured fight of the night. But I will tell you, after like studying the card, I'm very excited for the prelims. I'm intrigued to see what happens with the fights on the main card. I think there is a possibility of action and good fights, but like, compelling storylines at the moment and like future champions, hard to say, unlikely.
Right. Exactly. And I hate when I'm on the UFC newcomer against the UFC vet because I'm like, man, I know how many fucking times do I have to see these UFC newcomers come in and lay a fucking egg? You know what I mean? And so I got to factor that into the pick. And so, it's one of those cards where I'll just say it right now. I'm on a couple of these UFC newcomers. So you got to really try to anticipate what type of performance you're about to see, And like tying it back to Izzy Adesanya, it's like you got to figure out what does 2025 Izzy look like. It doesn't matter what 2018 Izzy looked like.
Want me to bring it up because we might as well get into it. It's a good segue. UFC Saudi Arabia, Imavov knocks Israel Adesanya out. Me and Finch both picked Izzy, and this is not for me to flex on you about the prediction. I actually have to say, in some ways, isn't it kind of sad to see Izzy drop like that? Like, wow, it really is over. Like, I knew that it was probably done, but there was the chance that he comes through, he beats Nasruddin Imavov, and maybe Adesanya's back in the mix, But I felt like Father Time had taken his toll. With Adesanya having like over 100 fights across, combat sports, the reflexes have slowed. The reflexes are just a millimeter less than what they once were. And I think when Imavov throws that shot and it lands flush, I thought to myself, isn't that crazy? A prime Adesanya probably sees that coming. Yeah. He can tell that's the shot. He can't see it anymore. And I think that's just because he's had, so much experience, so many years in the game. And I feel like, one thing that people will take away and be like, oh, well, he's lost some fights, but he hasn't taken that much damage. We don't see sparring. Like, you say what you want, normally city kickboxing, from what you see as a chill flow, I promise you they're doing hard sparring leading up to fights. And you do that years on end. When you're 35, you've taken some losses. It's the reflex down just a tad. And I think that's exactly what it was, man. Imavov clean with his boxing. He's training with Freddie Roach hitting pads. I saw that a couple months before the fight. And that's when I was like kind of sold on Imavov's boxing, even though people in the comments were telling me, bro, Imavov training with Freddie Roach hitting pads. What the fuck? Anybody can look good on pads. I'm like, no, this guy's clean. And the fact that Imavov was able to drop Izzy with the perfect punch and then the gnarly uppercut as Izzy is down, it was an amazing finish. Was it a second early, though, Finch? This is something I want to hear from you. A second, maybe, but I don't think it was like a disgusting early stoppage. It wasn't Imavov versus Cannonier.
Face down, ass up, just like Izzy did to Paulo Costa, but not with the flare at the end that Izzy threw in there. You know what I'm saying? Imavov was a gentleman about it. Yeah, I mean, watching the replay back, that left hook he hit him with, he drops him with the right hand, boom, he follows up, he rips Izzy with this left hook that lands so flush, and you could see Izzy covering up on the next couple shots, but he was basing out. You know, when you're in the main event like that, I do think you could let a couple more punches go. Not the most insane stoppage I've seen, though. I didn't hear Izzy cry about the stoppage at all, you know. So it's not the stoppage that's the story for me. It's more so Imavov looking good, looking strong, shooting his takedowns, just looked in wicked shape, confident. And you heard what he said on the microphone afterwards. He's like, I wanted to prove that I'm a better striker than Israel Adesanya, and I did that. And it was like, damn, that's you know, because Izzy's been the best striker in the division, you know, him and Poatan anyway, for a long time. And you know, to see him get knocked the fuck out, very impressive performance by Imavov. We were on it. I called it. I gave it out in the free channel for you freeloading motherfuckers. I hope you guys went and bet it. Should have just hooked up the premium channel on that one, but gave it out on the free channel. Gave out a winning parlay too. I did Imavov and Terrence McKinney, who both look good. Terrence with a run through of Hadzovich. Israel Adesanya is no longer in his prime, and so we got to look at fun fights at this point because Imavov is the guy who's entering his prime, who deserves a title shot. And AJ, after seeing what he looked like on Saturday, could be champion.
Imavov has the style to give Du Plessis a little bit of trouble with the range,
A lot of it.
the technical striking, the grappling skill himself.
Where are
I
the
got to
holes?
tell you, man. Yeah, I love the matchup. I would hope that we get to see it. It's just the glaring, I guess, monkey wrench in Imavov's title aspirations. It has to be Khamzat Chimaev's hype right now. I know that an Imavov win over Adesanya and what he's done at middleweight already kind of is deserving on paper of a title shot. But like, do you think because of Khamzat having the hype, and a lot of people, including myself, were upset that he wasn't just given the title shot for this coming weekend against DDP? Is it like, does he get jumped now by Imavov? Does Imavov move the needle that much after beating Adesanya that he jumps Khamzat? I feel like no. Even though on paper he might deserve it, I think Khamzat's name carries weight.
I don't know why. I really don't want to see Imavov and Khamzat. That would just be, bro, these guys are on fire. Let them go attack that title themselves. Match them up with Strickland and Du Plessis, I think. But that's just my matchmaking hat. I don't know. AJ's the matchmaker around these parts. Yeah, they are kind of clogging up the division with this rematch, you know? So Strickland went out and earned it, though. You got to give credit where credit's due. It was a sick fight. The first one was fun to watch. I mean, would you not want to be there cage side for this one? I definitely would be. Definitely a lot of talent up there at the top of that middleweight division. My prediction would be that you see the belt changing hands unless Khamzat really is the fucking GOAT and he just steals it. Jake BB, thank you for the $2. Not going to lie, I laughed when the knockout happened. You hate Israel Adesanya. Hate! Come on, man. Don't be a hater. But you know what? Izzy's a love-hate type of dude, you know?
It's one or the other most of the time.
Yeah, he makes you feel some type of way. So I understand it. Thank you. Thank you for the $2.
You know, I've never been an Izzy hater. I have picked against him in the past two. I've always thought that, you know, Adesanya was good, but seeing him lose, I didn't hate it, actually. I kind of like was like, wow, we got somebody new now to mix up with the top guys that, I don't know, like in a sense, like Imavov, he's always been a talent, right, as a prospect, but he didn't came out of left field this past year. In 2024, he had his breakout year, and now beating Adesanya to start off 2025, Imavov is a legit top contender right now. I think that he's in the top 4 of the division for sure. I would have to rank him, technically speaking, above Khamzat Chimaev. I don't know, though. It's like we're in that spot. Like, if I'm the matchmaker, I'm probably putting Khamzat versus the winner of Strickland versus DDP, to be honest. As much as it'd be fun to watch like a true number 1 contender fight between Imavov and Khamzat Chimaev, it just doesn't seem likely that they throw them together. But what I was thinking of is actually interesting. Imavov versus the loser of the main event this weekend. Timeline should work.
Not bad.
It's not a bad idea if, nobody's injured. I think that'd be a cool fight. Him versus Strickland or him versus DDP.
Yeah, Kaio's hovering around there too.
Kyle, the thing is, though, do you give Kyle Imavov after Imavov beat Adesanya? I feel like he deserves better than being Izzy. Then you fight Kyle's
they
great.
All do, bro. There's a traffic jam up there, I
know. It's a fucking traffic jam.
Yeah.
It's a traffic jam.
I don't know. Roman Dolidze, I don't know. Give him something to tie him over a little bit. I don't know. That's a tough one. I would say keep them fighting. I don't like this Arman Sarukian style. You just sit around and wait for your title shot till you get a back injury. Go and make these guys fight. But Imavov could definitely punch his ticket to a title shot. Could argue for a title shot after that. So could Khamzat, and obviously Strickland got it. So. Just things to be excited about. I don't look at that as much of a problem as I look at that as, thank goodness we got good middleweight fights. I think this belt is changing hands. I'll say that. I'll say that right now. I think Imavov, Khamzat, Strickland, these are some serious challenges to that throne, du Plessis. We'll see what your fucking sloppy ass can do with these guys.
Let's go. Let's talk the co-main event of this past weekend. We saw Michael Venom Page. Did he expose Shara Bullet? Did he fraud check him? Not really. He beat him. Michael Venom Page is a master of distance striking. He has a 1-of-1 style, and I don't think we'll ever see anything like it again. It's one of a kind. He beat Shara Bullet, clean decision. Shara Bullet, after the fight, though, he said, and I guess it seems like a valid excuse looking at his shin, but it's a big excuse. He said he had such a, bad injury. He could have pulled out of the fight. He still wanted to try and perform. I think that's good in a sense for the UFC to use. Oh, well, Shara was injured, and then they can keep building him because Shara was the guy they were hyping up at middleweight. We knew that his grappling was sus, but to see him get out kickbox, that's I think that was worse. If Shara loses to a grappler, gets submitted, it is what it is. But now the fact we saw MVP pick him apart, and not necessarily pick him apart brutally, but technically outclass him, it hurts the stock, man.
Shara Bullet is also a green zone striker. Normally, against somebody like Armen Petrosian, he finds these moments to explode in and close the distance and land wild shit, good kicks, fucking double spinning back fist, right? He finds moments to capitalize. Against MVP, he just was not on that trigger, man. He was just, he got caught at range with MVP, not attacking him, giving him, I think, too much respect. You even heard Michael Venom Page say, yeah, I was hesitating out there. I still get UFC jitters. You heard him say that at the post-fight press conference. It really is on Shara Bullet. So I fucked this one up. I thought Shara Bullet would be able to be a middleweight against a welterweight. Really, he just fought in the green zone, played right into the hands of MVP. I figured he would hunt for a finish a lot better than that. So not enough damage done by Shara Bullet, not enough risks taken. People treat MVP sometimes like he's going to knock them out. He doesn't actually have an incredible knockout ability. He really doesn't. The bouncing in and out thing is hard to time for sure. Sometimes you just got to fucking go. Shara Bullet didn't go, and he deserved to lose that decision.
Agreed. The decision went the right way. MVP, he's going back down to 170, he said. I think there's a lot of cool matchups for him there. I don't think this happens, but the Carlos Prates fight would be off the chain. I think him versus Wonderboy finally happening could be cool. I'd favor him versus Wonderboy a lot. He just seems so much more prime and youthful than a Wonderboy. He said he'd fight Yuri Prohashka too. He said he'd fight Yuri. He said he'd pick Yuri apart. I think that's a little bit of a stretch, man. Big light heavyweight, but I respect the confidence, man.
That's
Get Yuri at
crazy,
85. Let's have Paige Yuri at 85.
I mean, you could do goofy shit with him, you know. Adesanya is another example. Adesanya versus
Paige would have been cool.
MVP.
They won't do it though. Even after the fight, MVP called Adesanya his brother. He's very disappointed seeing him lose. I don't think he'd fight him.
His brother.
That's what he called him.
We pulling the race card here. What is he talking about?
That's what he said. I'm just telling you what he said, man.
I heard Buckley say it's Black History Month, so not this month, but he called out Kamaru Usman. You saw that?
Yeah, from March. Yeah, they should do it. That's the right fight. That's the right fight for sure.
That's a cool fight. Yeah, man. Shara, worst performance I've seen from him, but you know what? Props to the folks who are on MVP. Fucking, what do we got? AJ's tying his shoe. What the fuck is going on over here? What the fuck? You tied your shoe, bro?
Ooh, my chair was like falling off the rubber I got down below, whatever it's called. So I had to spin it, the mat.
Okay.
You know, like one of those chair mats.
Got you.
I got one there, but it fucking slipped, bro, from probably me fucking around shadow boxing the other day.
I think Shara Bullet needs to go back to the drawing board. I think that everybody's shitting on him for having one eye all of a sudden. It wasn't a problem when he was beating everybody else.
Right. No,
yeah, man. No, I think Shara Bullet can make some major adjustments, and that you know, MVP, like you said, tricky style. Let's see some cool fights with MVP because he ain't winning no belts, but apparently he could beat some contenders.
Yeah, no, he definitely can. I'm excited to see what's cooking for the UFC because Shara's a fun striker and we can put him in interesting fights. Let's keep going down. Let's talk real quick. Pavlovich, Rosenstruik, Pavlovich by unanimous decision. He landed some clean shots and he timed some good takedowns, man. He picked apart fucking Jairzinho, man. Controlled
solid.
him.
I mean, yeah, you guys heard me. I was taking Jairzinho decision. Didn't really expect him to get taken down. However, the lock of the night for my premium channel I gave out was over 1.5, which was a solid fucking lock because these guys went all the way and it was plus whatever. I don't know, 180, 160. I forgot what it was. Just to go around and a half. I thought you could see this, right? Because you're seeing a two guys who there are consequences, and we've seen Pavlovich be a little off. AJ was not the party for Pavlovich that a lot of people were looking for. It was him getting back on track with a win, but it was not impressive.
It was him doing what he needed to do.
Yeah.
Showing he's more than just a striker.
Yeah.
He can grapple a bit too. And I mean, it keeps him alive amongst the elites. I think that I actually have perfect matchmaking. Cyril Gane versus Pavlovich. That's the fight to make. Let's go. Cyril Gane, Pavlovich. Now, then you'd say, oh, but Jailton Almeida Volkov, Volkov, he lost to Gane on paper, but I think he beat him. A Pavlovich Volkov rematch makes no sense. Jailton Almeida versus Gane. They might do that, but it's just, I don't know. Pavlovich versus Gane, more likely to be a striking fight. I like it maybe even in France at a fight night later this year. That's still a big heavyweight fight.
Why is the chat saying Rosenstruik got cut today? You guys better not be bullshitting.
So that's unofficial, I think. But I did see something like that too. I just don't want to believe it.
Huh.
Why would they cut him? Maybe his contract is up. Cutting him would be crazy.
News.com reporting it, but let me see if anybody good's reporting it.
Chat saying no cap, bro. Trevbot saying no cap. He's a trustable member of the channel.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm starting to see it on like MMA Mania and stuff. Huh. Interesting.
I don't know why they'd cut him. A heavyweight. What the fuck are we doing?
They need heavyweights. AJ,
or are they making room?
Hitting the buffet, bro. They need you.
I'm 205.
You're 205. I'm 185.
Dude, so right now I can go to heavyweight.
Before me.
I can listen. I'll fucking eat a sandwich. I'll weigh in 206, 207.
Okay. They need you.
Listen, let's go to the heavyweight. I mean, listen, it's better chance than if I'm at lightweight, to be honest with you, right? With the skill set.
AJ ain't making lightweight. I got
155 is not
you
happening.
Have a better chance winning? Is that what you're saying?
Winning at heavyweight than lightweight.
Sure.
Guys at lightweight are too good.
Sure. Yeah. Heavyweights they got their own problems, but I hear you. Yeah, for sure. The skill level's insane. The lower you go. Yeah, they need heavyweights, man. That's strange.
They're doing something here. They're clearing room. Why? Right now they're
going to get Ngannou back. They're bringing Francis back, folks.
Better. We don't want Francis back anymore.
Not
Vadim Nemkov. Okay. Vadim Nemkov is the guy
That'll
they need
be
to
cool.
sign. And he's been fighting at heavyweight. I think Vadim Nemkov could make waves in the heavyweight division. I would love to see it at 205 too. Right? That's one signing that's on the table. Aaron Pico's on the table right now. I know for a fact.
Problem. Such an exciting fighter. Why would the UFC not want that? Fuck.
Then there's Patricio Pitbull as a maybe.
You think these Bellator guys are coming?
Oh yeah, they're in the talks right now. Nemkov free agent, Pico in negotiations, and then Patricio Pitbull free agent. Patricio probably has the least chance because he's the most irrelevant. You know, because as of right now, he's lost a couple. He's 1-2 in his last 3. I still would like to see him in the UFC, but they're looking at
he made the call out. He's like, I want to be in the UFC. He posted it and all that. They like seeing that. They like seeing you're about it. You know, interesting. No, I could imagine Patricio Pitbull coming to the UFC. They already got a relationship with Captain Eric, and yeah. All right. Well, that was
said
cool. Those are the guys who I'm fans of at Bellator, who dare I say I'm acquaintances with. That I would love to see fight in the UFC, man. That's fucking awesome. Vadim is a problem. Vadim is very good.
Dude, that would be a good signing. I'll be honest, I'm seeing in chat someone saying that there's no talk of it. Dana did not say they're not interested. He said that they haven't looked into it yet. But I feel like, listen, if you're going to fucking cut a Rosenstruik who's a staple in the top 11, then you better bring someone in that's good because, my God, the division ain't getting better. Come on. Rosenstruik's a good guy to keep around, but is it just they see, okay, he's out of the title picture, let's throw him out? Why not do Rosenstruik, Derek Lewis? Like, we've been wanting this fight. Are we never going to get to see that fucking fight?
No, or not.
Let's do it. Why are we overthinking this shit? Pavlovich, who cares? You know, he fights Khan. He fights whoever. Maybe he fights Jailton Almeida. I want to see Rosenstruik fight against Dilu, finally.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that they went this way. That's too bad. Rosenstruik going long has given me plenty of dollars. So, everybody's always betting that the odds makers always think he's going to end it in the first round for some reason. 2024, 2025 Rosenstruik, much more of a technical kickboxer. So that sucks. That's my cash cow right there.
I know. If Rosenstruik gets cut, though, you know where he's going, bare knuckle, bro.
Hey, that would be cool.
That'd be pretty crazy.
Cool. All right, then we can enjoy that.
Rosenstruik, Ben Rothwell, bare knuckle.
Big Ben looking good, bro. When I saw Big Ben at weigh-ins, I said, "Uh-oh,
he's scary."
They got Big Ben in shape. Big Ben in shape because remember that Mick was like, he ain't gonna make weight. He made weight, bro. Big Ben's a fucking problem in bare knuckle. That's a monster. That is a building of a man. So I got Big Ben via KO over Rosenstruik and BK.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We'll see. Either way, exciting things hopefully on the horizon. Hopefully we get some new heavyweights. I don't know. I want to see Rosenstruik stay on the roster. We'll find out. I want to move down, though, to this fight. And for me, this was a wow moment. I have Vinicius Oliveira as my favorite dog on the card coming through. I was jumping up and down with joy. The dude can fight. Savage up-and-comer. Tough as nails, good volume, strength. And you know what I like about him is he has the dog in him. He's going to fight hard until the end. He's going to throw heat until the fight's over, whereas Said Nurmagomedov wilts a little bit late. I saw it against Jonathan Martinez, and I felt like we were going to see it here. That was a big reason I liked Vinicius Oliveira. Yeah, Nurmagomedov is slick and elusive, and in the first round, he looks absolutely sensational. But as you get into a dog fight, I don't think that he's got the same level of dog as somebody like a Vinicius Oliveira, and he got outworked. And Oliveira took home the win of his life.
I mean, I think Said looked better than Oliveira in the first round. He looks sharper. You see how Oliveira kind of plods forward a little bit. The pressure's nice for sure, but just easier to locate. It looked like Said hurt him to the body with that spinning back kick. But as soon as they started to gas, as soon as the fight got hard, I think Vinicius just dealt with that better. Even after the second round, you remember Vinicius just collapsed in his corner, just fucking boom, laid on the ground in his corner. He was tired, but you know what? He got back up and fucking was able to gut it out. So that toughness that Oliveira showed was pretty cool, that he was able to gut out that performance. Those boys were not ready to go 5 rounds. That fight could have finished if it was a 5-rounder, 3-rounder. Said was able to just kind of hang on. They both gassed pretty hard, though. Learning experience for both of them. I wasn't blown away by Oliveira, bro. I was not. He was good enough to beat Saeed, but like I said, his movement's not A+ tier. I see an ability to hit him, and I think Saeed showed that in the first 5 minutes.
He's got that Dricus du Plessis mentality, man. He's prepared to kill at all costs, and he's going to keep coming for it. He's not going to back down. The kid's good. I like Oliveira a lot right now, but I do get what you're saying as far as technicality. Of course, man. Nurmagomedov is so clean, but gas tank differential and just the heart of the fighter. I think that Oliveira is fun, though. Oliveira is a fun guy on the roster. I'm excited for more. I'm an Oliveira fan. I won't lie to you, man. I think that he was an absolute monsoon. And even though I do see what you're saying as far as technical stuff, he's not hyper elite, but he's got the heart that can compensate, right? Because he can definitely outwork guys. And even though like he looked tired at the end of round 2, I trust that in a 5-round fight, his mentality is strong. And shout out Parlay Princess. Thank you for the raid, bro. Thank you for the chat raid. I think he could outdog. I like Oliveira a lot, man. I like him a lot. I'm a fan. I'm a fan, bro. I'm a fan. Lock dog.
Yeah, man. How could you not? Those guys got a fight of the night, so they deserve it.
So let's keep running down. The main card opener was weird, man. I locked Davis, and I look like a moron now. Thankfully, 2 dogs came through after the fact, and Pavlovich is a confident call. But I was upset with this one. I really thought Davis would be a lot more offensively successful with wrestling. I know he tried a bit. When I saw him pull guard, I said to myself, well, we might be fucked. When I see a fighter pull guard, I immediately hate it. I'm like, what? Davis pulling guard? I didn't expect that one bit. I haven't seen him guard before.
He wanted it on the ground, man.
Damn.
Bad.
And he got outworked by Zhang. He did good in the 3rd round. In the final minute, he cut him, but he lost majority of the fight. It was a good matchup, though. I mean, Davis showed heart. He didn't look like himself, but there's no excuses. Zhang looked really good. Zhang showed improvements in his grappling defense. He showed good striking in the fight per usual, and he looked in shape. And he's definitely put on a bit of muscle, man. Zhang's gotten more conditioned. I felt like early in his run in the UFC, he was like weak as they get at lightweight. Now he's put on some size. He looks strong. Seems like his grappling game is leveled up for sure. And his flexibility is crazy. The way his knee was bent and shit, that was freaky as hell, man.
Bro, that calf slicer was gross.
That was nasty.
And my cousin Tyson, shout out to him, sent me a video of it where they clipped back when Faraz got the top position. Then it was fine. Like that clip that was going around, at least on Instagram, was fine. He just needed a knee cut pass out of that thing, and he was out. The bad part was when he was on bottom, belly down, getting calf slicered, ugly as fuck. It was a deep slicer. So hamstring slicer. So dude, the flexibility in the knee. I hope his knees are okay. That was insane. Faraziam looked good, dude. Faraziam, better striker. He hit takedowns on Davis, and it was like, everybody who I trust around me, my friends, actually T-Bone, now that I think about it, my boy T-Bone was actually on Faraziam. But my instinct with Faraziam, and I got to learn to trust myself because I ended up giving out in the premium channel inside distance or under 2.5 for this one. I should have stuck with my fucking gut. I thought Faraziam was going to pull that shit out. Faraziam's just on fire right now. Like, this is the thing that you could say about ring rust, or you could say about the UFC debut, folks, those X factors, right? AJ, it was the inactivity for Mike Davis that I think is the reason why he's pulling guard and doing uncharacteristic shit. The activity for Faraziam was there. He's ready to go. He's in his prime. He's confident. And you could see that difference. I think it was literally a mental difference carried him through that fight. He scored takedowns on Mike Davis. I mean, so it's not like your read was crazy. Mike Davis is a better grappler. He almost subbed him. But Faraziam wants it. Faraziam's in his prime. Faraziam was intimidating enough with the striking to make Davis pull guard. Shout out to Faraziam. I should have fucking gave him out.
It is what it is, my brother.
It is what it is.
It is.
I mean, it was a good fight.
It was a good fight. Goldberg, thank you for the 10, brother. What's up, AJ and Mike? Give me a jackhammer parlay. Who's next? Who you got for NFL? Listen, I will dedicate the parlay at the end of the show to you, but we got to save it, brother, because we haven't even talked picks yet. Nobody even knows what Finch man's got. I don't either. And as far as NFL, bro, give me Chiefs. Give me Chiefs, bro.
Yo, I
Chiefs
mean,
gang.
who do I want to win the Super Bowl? How do you want the Chiefs to three-peat, you know?
I do. I would love to see it.
Really?
Dominance, bro. I want to see the fucking dominance.
Damn.
3 in a row. That's savage. That's a legacy team. They win 3 in a row. That's a goated team.
I mean, they're fucking great at football. They have an exciting offense. Watching them march down the field, watching the skill, the talent. How about that word? That's better. Like the natural talent of Mahomes is really cool. Obviously, there's a bunch of hard work under there, but just a quarterback who can run, a quarterback who can move like that, who can march down the field in such a dynamic way. It's a cool offense, man. So they just put up crazy points and it's hard to stop them. So I respect it. I do respect greatness. Nah, man. Nah, we can't have the Chiefs three-peating, Can't do that. Nah,
Okay.
we can't.
Okay, Finch going Eagles.
We're going Eagles. We got Philly needs a W. They had Eddie, break his orbital bone. Eddie broke his face. Eddie got his face broken in Philly. That's not good. We want Philly to have something to celebrate.
Let's go. We got another dono. The dono's coming in. You guys dropping the donos before we get into the breakdown. I love it. Chris C Goods 36, Big 20. What up, fellas? Had a great weekend. Thanks again to you guys' analysis. Keep the good shit coming. Of course, bro. Every card, bro. Every week.
Goods 36. We'll keep
Let's
it coming,
go.
brother. Of course, man. We break down every single UFC fight all day, every day, all year, every year. And that ain't going to change. So we'll keep bringing the heat, brother. Thank you so much for the 20. Very generous. And Goldberg, generous as well.
Let's go. Finch, when are we doing the Finch Man Q&A on his channel, bro? I was hyping you up in chat. I was saying Finch needs to do we need at least one Finch Man Q&A.
Of course we got to
We'll get you Finch Man Q&A. I don't know what day of the week, a Finch Man Q&A. We'll do it. What if you can you give the people 45 minutes one random day this week? Before at least a pay-per-view week. I want it from Finch.
This
chat
week?
agrees. If you can, I think chat will want to see it. You let me know. I'll hype it up for everybody, and I'll even try to go live before you do, and then send the people over to you.
All right, hold up. Hey,
tell me when you can.
Club in the club. Let's go Friday night. Are you on? You're on every fucking night. What night should I go?
Whenever you want. We'll time it differently, and you just let me know, and I'll lead them to you.
Wednesday or Friday? What do you think?
I mean, honestly, bro, Wednesday could be money.
Wednesday's money.
Depends. What time do you want to go?
Like 9 p.m. my time.
So about midnight?
Is that late? That's crazy late for some of y'all.
No, but dude, there's plenty of people that are in the UK that will like it. You can always get views, man.
Yeah, facts. Maybe even 8:30, like 8:30
Yeah.
Wednesday. It's pretty much when we go live for this thing.
Yeah.
So,
Wednesday
night, let's run
Friday.
it.
All right, bet. Finchman going live Wednesday with a Q&A. I've been telling him to do it. He's got to do it for the pay-per-view. We need a Finchman live. Let's get it.
For AJ's least favorite pay-per-view all year, I'll
at least we need it once a month from Finch.
No,
Q&A.
I like that pay-per-view Q&A. I like that.
Yeah, just talk a little.
AJ just negotiated that live in front of all you motherfuckers. Look at the influence.
I got you.
Let's go.
Let's go. I'm excited for it, bro. Fuck you. I'll be tuning in. Justin Deep Bar, my guy. Thank you for 5 buckaroonies. I like your 2-pick parlays as locks. You're looking more and more like the Messiah, man. I watch you for your dedication. Justin Deep Bar, thank you. Yes, I'm streaming every day, twice a day with videos almost every day too. So dedicated to the fight game as hell. And getting Finch on a bit of the Q&A madness, bro. It's time that he does a little Q&A for the folks. I'm excited. Let's go.
Oh, man.
I like that.
Tune in.
Let's go. Let's go. Listen, Finch, I want to break this card down. Quick shouts to some of the prelims, and then we got to get into it. All right?
Okay.
Quick shouts, bro. Ofli, Nemov, as we expected. Nemov dominates. Gaziev sleeps Peterson. This was pretty badass. Peterson was done for. He threw his mouthpiece out. He's like, holy shit. That was a clean shot.
I was hoping Peterson could box better than that. I had Gaziev too. But goddamn, I went with the over on this one. I was hoping Peterson could box a little better than that. I had Gaziev all day though. I threw Skaziev in some parlay. I ended up touching like hours before the fight. Yeah, Gaziev KO, I guess. The big man wasn't so flabby this time. I feel like he's getting in shape, AJ.
He looked better. He looked better. McKinney, of course, runs over Hadzovic. Easy money.
Easy money. I gave it to you guys on the free channel. I put Naimov and McKinney together. Money.
Let's go. And then fight before, Jazz Davicius outdogs Bueno Silva. Good call for the Finch man right there. Alexander Grad, bro. Toughness wins, bro. Will, even with not that much skill, is going to be skill without the will. And Alexander broke, man. Grad wanted it way more. He's a tough dude. I respect it.
Grad with the grappling. Top position.
Did his shit. And then Humpty Dumpty pulled through. Did you see the Humpty Dumpty? You see
I
Humpty?
bet on the Humpty Dumpty. I gave him out as a pick. Holy shit. No, I didn't see this motherfucker. That is horrifying, bro. What the fuck is that? That's straight out of Sinister.
That's funny as fuck, man. Humpty Dumpty.
That was terrifying.
Finch. John Finch, bro. Is this John Finch now?
Yo, can you guys read the sign? Y'all need some more light on this fucking thing, bro. You see that? See that letter right there, homie?
That's funny as fuck.
How am I finishing Moreno?
Yeah, Finch
that
and
would be
Moreno
a tough
fight.
one, bro. That would be a tough
You're scheduled for it. What are you talking about? You're fighting in Mexico City against him.
Shit, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
How is Steve Erceg beating him?
Yeah.
I don't know if Steve Erceg's beating him, bro. I gotta think about that one. I'm doing my best to answer your question, and I don't wanna fuck that one up because I gotta break that fight down. I don't know if he's finishing Moreno, man. Moreno's a tough motherfucker, so I'm gonna say he ain't. Me, on the other hand, I'm a lot bigger than Moreno, but Moreno's got crazy cardio, good jiu-jitsu. That's a tough dude to finish. If we ran the fight 1,000 times and I was able to get something, let's say face smash, just fucking taking the back, elbows, God, cranking that jaw, because I bet you it's damn hard to tap Brandon Moreno. Yeah,
he's a freak. He's a young freak. I guess he's an OG freak at this point. Let's go. Finchman's take.
Moreno.
Let's go.
Big respect, but he is a 125er, so I'm 185, boys. I ain't AJ size, but you know.
You big. You big. Yeah. You got the weight over these flyweights. Listen, we got UFC 312 coming at us. Savage mode. Not the most banging pay-per-view, but I still think we're going to have some good fights. Let's start it off. Fight number 1, Hyun Sung Park versus Naim Jargal Tumendemberel. I'm picking Naim Jargal Tumendemberel to win. I like his length in this fight, and I feel like his boxing's not bad. Got a bit of punching power, and with Park, I see a lot of openings. The dude is very hittable. He's explosive with his hands. He's got a well-versed game for sure. He's very athletic. Defense is not one of his best attributes. We've seen him cracked a lot, even through the road to the UFC tournament. And now he's taking on Tumendemberel, who fought not long ago, but 2.5 months in Macau. He lost to Carlos Hernandez, but he dropped him. He put up a good fight. He fought a guy with a lot of UFC experience. And whereas Park, been out over a year, knee injury over the summer, win in the road to the UFC finale against Sung-Gyuk Choi, who's, not in the UFC now, and a win over Shannon Ross, who was, to be fair, one of the worst guys on the roster at flyweight and was getting knocked out in every fight. I think Naim Jargal Tumendemberel is live to win this one. I think he could hurt Park on a couple of occasions. I say he takes it home. He's live for a decision win, I think. Does have good submissions, so a club and sub is not out of the realm of possibility, but Park's pretty scrambly, might be hard to put away. I'm going to say Tumendemberel for the upset to start the night.
Yeah, I could see Tumendemberel doing it. I'm just worried he gets taken down by Park, bro. If he gets taken down by Park, I could see him getting controlled a little bit. Park's a little bit more well-rounded, as to where Tumendemberel probably more dangerous on the feet. Not the most bettable fight for me, dog. When I first saw it, I thought Park, and I thought decision, and I thought takedowns. But yeah, you and other intelligent people have been on Tumendemberel. I think this is a pretty 50-50 fight, man. I'm gonna lean Park decision, but Tumendemberel definitely live to win. Definitely not a bettable fight from my vantage point without really deep diving.
So Tumendemberel is plus 185 as an underdog at the moment, with Park at minus 220. Tumendemberel to win decision plus 400. If he did lock up a sub, it's up at plus 650. But the money line would be the A side for me. I also think it's relatively live to go over 1.5 at minus 200. But ultimately, when I got a dog in the first fight of the night, am I going to go chasing an over, or do we just go savage mode USA in this hole and throw Tumendemberel down the center? Because that's what I like. I like Tumendemberel, man. I think he's got ability. He's still very young and he's developing. And I just don't think Park is, I hate to say, but I don't think he's that special of a fighter. He's got the 9-0 record. He's good. He's in shape. He's good. There's things to like. I mean, he's quality. But we've seen so many of these Asian prospects take their first L as of recent. And I feel like Tumendemberel with the same amount of experience, difficult matchup.
Yeah.
I guess fighting Carlos Hernandez and losing on a close decision, there's positives to take away that I see. Okay, you got rounds in against the guy that's been in there with high level. And Park has not fought high level before. At least Tumendemberel has seen somebody in the, even lower end, but experienced tier of flyweight. Park's 2 UFC wins are against fighters with no UFC wins, debuting Sunguk Choi and a Shannon Ross, who, in all honesty, he shouldn't have been in the UFC. He got knocked out on the Contender Series, and then he got a UFC contract on short notice, but it wasn't really UFC level ever. Park's fought at a lower tier inside the octagon, and I'm not like, Tumendemberel's got 30 fights, he only got 1 UFC fight. I just think he's got more of a chance than people are giving him credit for sure, odds-wise, 1,000%. And I like his range advantage in the fight. He's got longer arms, got a 5-inch reach advantage, and good straight shots with Park being hittable down the center. I'll say Tumendemberel for the surprise to start the night off.
I can see it, man. I mean, Tumendemberel definitely more dangerous on the feet. I see what you're saying. If he could defend takedowns, he could win the fight.
Let's go. Tumendemberel for me. Park going, or Finchman going Park. I'll say Park going the Finch.
Couple takedowns for Park. I think that's the key here.
All right, let's go. Next fight. We got Quillen Salkilld versus Anshul Jubli. Anshul Jubli is the pride of Indian MMA right now, and unfortunately, I'm going to pick against him. I have to go with Quillen Salkilld. I just can't. I can't pick Anshul Jubli, man. A loss to Mike Breeden, especially in the way that he crumbled in round 3. I have minimal faith in his durability or his gas tank. And his striking is like relatively stiff. He has decent enough wrestling, but against what level? And I know you could say, oh, but Quillen Salkilld, he fought on the Contender Series and had a competitive fight in moments with Gage Young. Gage Young's got some explosive hands. He's a really strong prospect. I just don't think Jubli's very good. I don't know. He won the road to the UFC, but he beat Jekka Saragi in the finale. Jekka Saragi went on to lose to Weston Wilson. So it's like showing the level. Road to UFC guys that win that show normally do not thrive inside of the UFC. We've seen it time in and time out. And I just don't think Anshul Jubli is very good. He's not bad. He does have decent rear naked chokes, decent strength in his wrestling, but his striking is stiff. His gas tank is questionable. Quillen Salkild's a young prospect from Australia who's got pretty nice kickboxing. I like his high kicks. He's got good dexterity in his legs. He's got good grappling. He's got long limbs. He's more mobile on the ground too than Anshul Jubli. I feel like Jubli's more just like straight, right? Back, forth, left, right, whereas Salkild's got more angles to his game. He's more crafty. I'll say that. He's more creative. And I just think he's better at fighting. So I'm going to say Salkilld to win this fight. With Jubli, he could get caught and subbed, but it could be 3 hard rounds and Salkilld getting it on the scorecards.
Yeah, I could see that happening, man. Salkild's pressure, dude. His pressure, his ability to move forward. I think he could grind out a decision here. Yeah. Jubli getting knocked out last time was not the best. Jubli was a favorite heading into that fight, though, with Breeden. I think that he's going to end up on his back here. A UFC debut for Salkilld, right?
Yeah.
That's my only issue, bro.
I know.
Jubli's got cardio. He's okay everywhere. But I think he wilts to the pressure. I think it's going to be a strong debut for Salkilld. So let's go with him via decision because of pressure, because of takedowns. Trying to break a Jubli, really taking the fight over by the 3rd round.
And we've seen Jubli broken. Like Mike Breeden definitely broke him. So I have to favor Salkilld, as does the Finch, but I do want to just also mention another thing. Both guys 7-1. But when you look at competition, I mean, decent guys fighting in Eternal MMA that Salkilld had beaten, but ultimately not UFC. On the opposite end, you got Anshul Jubli, decent wins, I guess. But when you really look at his road to UFC fights, though, you look at the opposition in road to UFC. Kyung Pyo Kim, who was 11-3, he won that fight on a split decision over 2 years ago. Beat Jekka Sargi almost 2 years ago, and then over a year ago, knocked out by Mike Breeden. Prior to the road to UFC, he'd beaten a 2-2 guy and a 5-4 guy most recently. Salkilld, 4-1 fighter, Dom Mar fan. These guys are like decent level, Australian prospects. Beat Blake Donnelly, who was 7-1 at the time. I feel like with the reach edge, the Australian MMA circuit at Eternal MMA and
Eternal MMA, yeah,
they're good over there. Like I feel like they're better than what Jubli had done outside of the UFC. Sure. I mean, aside from road to UFC. So
sure, and Salkilld beat like a 2-7 earlier in his career, but you're right. It's like 4-1. Good fighters he had on his way up, so you could trust that competition better. I agree.
And then the odds for the fight are very wide. 570, minus 570 for Quillen Salkilld. Anshul Jubli is sitting at plus 420. Yeah, bro. Really wide odds, man.
How dare they? For a UFC debut, damn it, you see what they try to make me do? They're trying to make me go Jubli because, damn it, a UFC debut is a tough thing to do.
The thing with Jubli is if you do throw heat on him, good luck to you. You get big plus side. Well, bro, he looks bad. And Salkilld looks decent enough. He doesn't look amazing. These odds are very deceptive here. They're very weird odds, right? They're willing to give you a ton of plus money on Jubli to like bait you into playing it because he's got the UFC experience. Whereas I feel like Salkilld, a lot of people could, put him down as a lock. Listen, the books know how to play mind games. Fuck the odds. Throw odds out the window. When I see Jubli and Salkilld fighting, I see Salkilld winning. So I'm going to pick based on who I think is winning the fight. At the end of the day, you didn't even know the odds beforehand, Finch, how wide they were. You'd expect Salkilld maybe, minus 150, minus 200.
Exactly. I thought maybe 2-1. Wow. 5-1?
Yeah, bro.
What the fuck are they pricing over there, bro? I don't think at that point, betting wise, it's like off the fucking table, right? I mean, unless you parlay it up. Damn. How fucking dare they? Especially with the UFC debut. How dare they? Note taken. Damn it, you fucking Vegas, man. I swear. How dare
minus 155 for inside distance for Salkilld. I wouldn't even say that's a lock. I could see him win on the scorecards. Salkilld by decision plus 200. Certain fights, bro, just the lines just offer me no value really. And ultimately this becomes one. If you're on Anshul Jubli, you're crazy about it. If you're on Salkilld and you're seeing him winning, but you're like, he might not finish the fight. Well, bro, you got a fucking minus 570. You're not money lining it. You're parlaying it and barely getting a needle mover.
Yeah, true.
What did you win?
That's like part of a 3-leg if you're trying to get some even odds on that. Lord.
Yeah, bro.
Fuck you, Vegas.
Salkilld for the dub for us both.
We're going Salkilld. We got to,
day.
you can't, I can't pick fights based on odds,
Right.
You got to pick fights based on assessment. I think Salkilld moves forward and breaks Jubli.
Let's go. Next fight on the card, Kevin Jousset versus Jonathan Micallef. I like this fight a lot. It's another one of these fights where these fighters have fought in that Australian regional scene. Both guys were actually fighting in Hex at one point. I like Micallef's chances to win. I really feel like he's an awkward style for Kevin Jousset, who I am not crazy about. Kevin Jousset's wins are not super impressive, man. I mean, debut win, Kiefer Crosby, who is not good. And then win against Kenan Song, who's an okay striker, but past his best days. But either way, still a fair win. Then Brian Battle absolutely broke him in their fight with just relentless pressure and being willing to take shots, right? Micallef is one of those guys that's willing to take shots. He's got a pretty good chin, even though he has a loss on his record and it's a knockout loss. Go watch that knockout. Sure, he was losing the fight, but the dude is tough as they come. He's getting up to his feet. He got knocked down, and then the ref jumped in and called it. He surely could have got up and kept fighting. Micallef has very good durability, and he's a pressure-based fighter. He's a southpaw. He's got an awkward physique. in essence, I don't want to say he's like Brian Battle, but there's a slight comparison to be made with his pressure. He's good in the clinch. He's strong, pressuring forward. Now, Jousset does have the judo base, and he could definitely time some throws early. But where I wonder about Jousset is when he's pressured backwards, right, and put to the test with a high-paced fight against someone who's a little chaotic. And I think Micallef is that chaos, man. I'm going to say that Micallef is live to win. I think he's live to win by sub. Could definitely see it going long, but I have this weird hunch that Micallef is taking Jousset's back and strangling him. And when you look at the regional opposition, man, both guys over in Hex for a while. Both guys have taken losses outside of the UFC. I just have a feeling that Micallef pulls through with a competitive one. I can see it, man. I can feel it. I don't know. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Micallef with the upset. Micallef with the upset, Finch. I'm doing it.
Micallef, who the fuck is that guy? I know Kevin Juicy Smoulier, and he's beaten Kiefer Crosby and Kanan Song, and yes, he got his ass whooped by Brian Battle, but that's the real motherfucking Brian Battle. That ain't this fucking Wish.com fucking, what's that one? Temu. This ain't the Temu Brian Battle. He fought the real fucking thing. I think Juicy Smoulier can strike with him. I think the judo does come into play here. It's a good fight, but give me Kevin Jousset, and I think he bounces back here. Yeah, I think this is a poor man's Brian Battle.
Poor man's Brian Battle is a funny comparison. He's a southpaw too. I like Micallef's chances, man. I don't know. I have a weird hunch about this fight. I just question Jousset. He's not a super fast twitch guy. He picks his shots relatively well, but I don't know. I feel like he struggles with the chaotic pace that he's about to see from Micallef, and that's why I like Micallef to pull off the upset. And he's got some long limbs, tricky ground game. Micallef is a very interesting fighter. He's got a 77-inch reach, so 2 inches on the reach over Kevin Jousset. Where I think that comes in handy is with chokes, actually, because he's got those long-ass arms.
And he's 6 feet tall, and Juicy Smoulier is 6'2".
It looks like Micallef's taller than 6 foot, to be fair. I don't know. Let's see UFC stats. Because Tapology, bro, we can't trust it. Let's check the official UFC stats. Is Micallef actually 6 feet tall, or is he taller? He's listed at 6 foot. Okay. But the 77-inch reach is valid.
I guess so. I like the city kickboxing too for Kevin Jousset. So I'm gonna be on the other side of you on this one. I think I'm on the favorite though, aren't I?
You are. Real quick, Finch, we got a question. They want to see Yusuf Zalal on the show leading up to his upcoming fight. Is it a possibility we get him on? Yeah,
of course. So our mutual friend is Motaz Oscar. So I could ask my boy Motaz, hook it up. Yeah, fuck yeah. That'd be cool.
Let's see.
That'd be cool. Hey, he's on fucking fire, man. I'm a Yusuf Zalal fan, so I would not be opposed. Here, let me send that text now before I forget.
Let's go. Micallef odds. I'm going to read them out to you, bro. You got plus 187 for Micallef. You got minus 222 for Kevin Jousset in this one with an over at minus 155. Micallef to win inside distance plus 550. Jousset by decision plus 160. You seeing Jousset pick them apart for 3?
I think so, man. I think so. Or he even uses the judo, stifles the submission grappling. But Kevin Jousset more of a striker, so I think he gets back to his ways here, able to get the dub. Yes, sir. Decision.
Right. We got opposite picks on this one. Finchman going Jousset. I'm going for Micallef. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card, we got Cody Steele versus Rongzhu. My God, over 30 pro fights for Rongzhu. It just feels like he's got to get a UFC win here. Cody Steele's a decent prospect. He's got good jiu-jitsu. But I watched the fight against Chasen Blair in depth. I watched some of his fights on the regional scene. He's definitely turned into more of an MMA striker. He likes to box a lot. He can use the takedowns at time, and he does have the jiu-jitsu there. But he likes to knock out. He mixes up punches pretty well. Times, though, very much looping shots from out of range where I see vulnerabilities to counter strikes. I look at Rongzhu and I see a guy that is only, 25, not even, with over 30 pro fights, 4 fights in the UFC. This is now going to be his 5th. He's had bad luck every time, but he fought tooth and nail to get back to the UFC. He won the road to UFC tournament after initially having a run in the UFC a few years back. Was too young then. He even showed improvements against Padilla in the last fight. Against Taco, he looked okay early on the feet, nice leg kicks, good rhythm and flow on his punches. I'm not sold on Cody Steele. I know he's got some hype coming in from the jiu-jitsu community and overall, his level of competition and grappling. But I feel like Rongzhu with over 30 pro fights and a good gas tank and now training at City Kickboxing, I think he can give him a veteran lesson in this one. I'm going to go Rongzhu.
Wow, really? That one
Yeah.
surprised me, dog.
Yeah?
Surprised me. Listen here, motherfuckers. We're going with the man of steel, all right? I got him on the ground. I got him on the feet. Rongzhu has a negative striking differential. In the UFC, he gets hit more than he hits other people. And you got this kid who's explosive, who could fight at range, who could fight in close, who could fight on the ground. I think Rongzhu is going to get fucked up in this fight no matter where it is, on the feet, on the ground. I got the newcomer, man. Give me Steele. Does he finish him? Could we see a club and sub? I don't know. Hopefully the money line's not too crazy.
I'll tell you the money line now, Finch. You got minus 215 for Cody Steele.
The problem is, problem that I have is, AJ's reading my mind already. They're new to the UFC. They're young blood. So, you don't always perform at your best. Some people do. Khamzat Chimaev, he did, right? Many other folks takes a bit of a learning curve. You gotta get under those bright lights a little bit. So we'll see how Steele reacts. Yeah, I think Steele's a lot better, dude.
I feel like Rongzhu is gonna catch Steele at the end of his shots a lot. Bro, Steele gets frustrated in the striking. He's been hit at a lower level with good punches, man. And stepping up to a 30-plus fight veteran who's on his 5th UFC fight, say what you want, the results were not good. But he's gotten better since his first run, and I know the negative strike differential. He had a bad run at first. But to be fair, he fought Ignacio Bahamondes some years ago, and a Taco Padilla loss is not that bad. Taco Padilla is a tricky and awkward striker with very good wrestling. I just feel Cody Steele at just 7 pro fights. He just seems a little young in the game to take out a vet. And granted, you can tell, but Rongzhu's younger than him. But as far as fight experience, I mean, Rongzhu's a lot older than Steele. I just feel like Rongzhu could land some clean ones, man. I have a feeling that he's going to be all right in this fight, and he'll showcase. He's training at City Kickboxing now, too.
I mean, Cody Steele's over there at Syndicate. It's fucking good. It's a great fucking gym. Yeah. A lot of knockouts. Knockout on Contender Series, on fire, 29 years old, like not a child, not a kid. If there was 22, I'd be a little more concerned about it. I got no problem with the team. Yeah, I feel like Rongzhu is about to get fucked up, AJ. I'm against you on this one, AJ. He lost to a dude whose nickname is Taco, not even Burrito. He lost to Taco. Next.
Damn, man. No love for Taco Padilla, bro.
I just had a good burrito yesterday, by the way.
Damn, son.
At the
That's
taco
funny.
truck. They put the French fries in the burrito. They put the rice in the burrito. It was a carne asada. Woo! Very nice. They called it a California burrito. Very nice.
California burrito? I like that. That sounds pretty fucking good, man.
There's a taco truck right next to UFC Gym Huntington Beach. Holla at your boy. Tacos.
Oh, shit. Well, the over 1.5 people are saying they like. It's minus 200. It's something that I just checked.
Minus 200. Yeah. Yeah, man. No, I think Steele's about to fuck his ass up. How old is Rongzhu at this point?
24 and 11 months, almost 25.
Rongzhu.
He's a kid. He's a kid with over 30 pro fights, man, which is crazy.
All right. I'm surprised to see Steele is 5 years older than him?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, man. We're on the opposite sides of this one, but at least you got dog money. You got some fucking dogs here, bro.
Listen, it's a fucking wild card, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
let's get
like
it.
it. I
Let's go.
like it. Yeah, respect, man.
Let's
That's
go.
fucking dope. That's like the third dog you got.
Let's go. Let's keep running, man. Next fight on the card, we have Alexandre Topuria versus the ghost of Kody Thicknesse here with the
Yeah.
black and white, bro. It's what I needed to cut up, man. It's just they don't have ESPN official profile pick, so we did what we had
Hell
to do.
no.
Okay, we did what we had to do.
Hell no.
I'm gonna go with Topuria. I'm going with the brother of Ilya. I gotta go with his older brother, bro. I can't pick a short notice Thicknesse with the skinnier build. I feel like Topuria's got that Georgian strength. He comes from a wrestling base. He's got striking that's more similar to Bernardo Sopai than his brother, but he does have a lot of pop. I feel like Topuria could hurt Thicknesse on the feet, catch him with a big shot. I think on the ground he's gonna be strong. Now Thicknesse training with Volkanovski, definitely positive. Topuria training with his brother Ilya Topuria. Really a weird fight because of the short notice too. And now, Alexandre Topuria is a big favorite. He's sitting at minus 450. Damn, son. Huge line difference. Then when he was fighting Cody Hatton, it wasn't like that. It wasn't. The odds weren't like that. He was the underdog, I believe, against Cody Hatton. I'm going to say Topuria should win, but he's completely unproven, kind of as is Thicknesse, but you could say Thicknesse's opposition is better. It's like the only reason Alexandre Topuria is getting a UFC shot, though, is his brother is Ilya Topuria. But like there was rumors that at one point he was the better Topuria brother. And then he motivated his younger brother and trained with him and, got him better as he was injured for a long time. I think he can pull through. What do you think, Finch?
Big brother Topuria looking good to me, man. Pressure, he's violent, and he's in against a guy who looks like, I don't know, what, 1700s? Is this Casper, the fucking ghost over here? Look at his photo. I think Topuria is going to fuck him up, man. Taking it on a week's notice from the dead, apparently, on a week's notice. I think that he's getting fucked up by Topuria, man, pretty much wherever the fight goes. Now, Thicknesse, more of a grappler, which should be fine for Topuria. Topuria is a pretty bad matchup there. The Topuria brothers got fucking serious wrestling. And then, even on the feet, I think he's getting fucked up by Topuria, man. Topuria is a powerful striker, pressure, can really push a fucking pace. Yeah, I think Topuria's a confident one here, brother.
He should win. I looked at Thicknesse's fights too. And to be fair, the opposition he was fighting was not high level. And you could say, I'm not saying Topuria's wasn't. Topuria's same thing. But it's not like Thicknesse is, running through these savage animal prospects. He's beating guys that look meh. 5-3 fighter in Hex last time out is about 2 months ago. And then a 4-2 fighter in the fight before over in CFN, a 3-3 fighter. Over a year ago, another win in Hex against a 7-3 guy. That's not bad. Beat a 4-5 fighter. Like, he's fighting okay opposition. Okay opposition. I just question his game, man. Difference in the physicality. You got Topuria wrestling base with the big traps, right? And the slick power. Bro, I cannot pick against Ilya Topuria's older brother against a guy like Thicknesse, especially on short notice.
Ilya Topuria in one corner, Alex Volkanovski in another corner. That's fun.
Listen, we had success when they fought another for the team Topuria. I think we get it again.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They already got the dub in the Topuria family. So, yeah, man. This one seems all but put a bow on it already. Now he's going to hit me with the odds and break my fuck day. What, 9-1? What do we got?
Minus 450 for Topuria to plus 350 for Thicknesse. And if you like Topuria inside distance, you got minus 285.
Minus 450. All right. A little more reasonable. But still not, just makes it hard to money line some of these. They're doing that on purpose, folks. Vegas is greedy. But you know what? We could say this. MMA is a sport where sometimes these dogs bite. How wide was Peyton Talbot against Raoni Barcelos? How wide? Really wide. Grand Canyon odds was 9-1 or some shit. 12-1. It's fucking insane. Yeah. In Bellator, I remember it was I'll think of his name. He wrestled Gordon Ryan, solid wrestler. He wrestled him, and then they did a jiu-jitsu match. And Gordon tapped him with like something that was not even a jiu-jitsu technique. It was like power half or something. He's a solid wrestler. You know his name. AJ. Help me out. AJ, I need help.
Say it again.
He's got 2 matches with Gordon Ryan. Somebody put it in the fucking chat.
Bo Nickel.
Not Bo Nickel. No, bigger. He's a wrestler. Pat Downey. Pat Downey in his like second Bellator fight, I think it was some absurd level favorite. And I remember I was in the hotel room and I could smell the marijuana. I see him walking around with his dog, you know. I'm like, man, this guy's not focused. Sure enough, the next night he goes out there, he gets knocked out. It was like 17-1 odds or some shit. So in MMA, sometimes these wide odds don't mean shit, you know. You just gotta figure out when there's an opportunity. So
valid.
You know, just going on a rant to tell you folks, like, you know, they price this shit wide, but sometimes you can make that work against them. All that being said, I got the favorite. I got Topuria.
He goes off on the tangent, but I agree though. You're right. I'm not shitting on you for it. I needed that tangent. That was good. Listen, Finch, we're both going Topuria. Let's keep running up. We got a lot of prelims to cover. We got more ground. We got Cong Wang gang, Finch's favorite, versus Bruna, Brasil.
Hell no. You were Wang gang, weren't you? It was me.
They caught you slipping in chat, bitch. That was funny as hell. Listen, Cong Wang is the pick.
Yeah.
I think Bruna Brasil is good. She's training at fighting nerves. She's gotten better. She's an elusive striker from distance. She manages range well. She's got good grappling to go alongside of the striking, and she's good down the center with kicks and punches. Like, she's clean for sure. Nice knees to the body. Good. She's gotten better. But Cong Wang is still a high caliber kickboxer with crazy explosion and legit power in her hands. And on top of that, I think she's hungry to bounce back after the loss. And now they're giving her a Bruna Brasil, though experienced in the UFC. This is her at 125. She's been fighting at 115, stepping up in weight and now taking on a monstrous striker. I think the task is going to be too tall. And it's easy to write Wang off because of the loss to Gabriela Fernandez, but something that we have to look at Fernandez. She's a real flyweight, big, broad shoulders, powerful. You know, her hands like definitely have some sting to it. Bruna Brasil doesn't have that type of power. And I think that Cong Wang, I guess I'd be surprised if Cong Wang was hurt on the feet in this fight. I think Cong Wang can outstrike Bruna Brasil. I think she can even win clinch battles and even end up on top. I don't think her grappling's awful. I'm going to say she wins the fight. We've seen Brasil knocked out once in the UFC against Denise Gomes. We could see Cong Wang land the death shot, but I could also see technical striking, good shots landed, but Brasil tough, and Wang on the scorecards taking it home. But either way, Cong Wang is going to be the prediction to win.
Bro, I got a little birdie in my ear telling me Brasil can get this thing done. Cong Wang's the better striker. Cong Wang should be able to just kickbox at range and potentially even try to TKO Bruna Brasil. Bruna Brasil is like a real legit gatekeeper, but Cong Wang is more talented than that, you know? She was a huge bust in Macau, China. Huge bust. 7-1 favorite? Well, what the fuck was it? It was crazy
odds, yeah.
It was crazy. And now she's up against Bruna Brasil, who's not awful. Like, as far as women's MMA is concerned, legit gatekeeper, a girl who has skills everywhere. She can compete on the feet enough to set up takedowns. And if she could start taking Wang down, you know, if she could hold Wang down, why is this getting weird? I'm leaning towards Wang, but you can't quite call me Wang gang because I don't know if it's bettable. I'm assuming the line is stupid. AJ's going to hit me with it right now.
Odds for the fight have Cong Wang at -450 and Bruna Brasil at +350. So
after she showed those holes in her game, you know,
I think she got caught. She was looking good before she got caught.
Yeah.
I guess it's like easy to write her off, but let's recognize something about Gabriela Fernandez. She's an explosive puncher. She's a bigger girl than Brasil, and she had lost fights against grapplers, right? On the feet, she was quality, not bad in striking at all. I feel as though it's very unfortunate for Wang, and yes, it hurts the hype a little bit going out and losing to a Gabriela Fernandez, but I still think she could turn up. I feel like she could win this one, man. I do. I really do. I'm not ready to write her off yet, man. Bruna Brasil is tough, but I like Cong Wang, man. I'm not ready to fucking jump off the ship. I'm Wang gang still.
Cong in there. You guys saw I did that.
I'm Bruna. Hey, listen.
First name in there.
Listen, hey, listen. You should have done it last time we broke down a fight, man. You put yourself in that.
That is what happened. That was my bad. All right, you like Cong? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could. She's a better kickboxer. She's more talented. Just more talented, man. Vicious kickboxer.
Yeah.
I could see Cong Wang taking this thing. So let's say Cong Wang does, but Bruna Brasil at 4-1, something to look at.
Bruna Brasil is a big underdog for sure. But ultimately, I gotta go Cong Wang. I'm going Wang gang to win it. Finch, man, he's going Wang gang too. And let's keep running up, man. Let's jump to the next fight on the card. We got Tom Nolan versus Vyacheslav Borshchev. I'm picking Tom Nolan to win. I think he beats Slava Claus. I'm not convinced with Slava that he doesn't get taken down. I know Tom Nolan's known for his kickboxing, but my God, he's an MMA fighter. I feel like he could have some quality wrestling in the back pocket, range advantage for him, the younger fighter with some upside. I know he gets caught a lot, but I was saying this on the last breakdown. I was saying, man, he gets caught against guys that are unorthodox. Vyacheslav Borshchev is very technical, and I think Tom Nolan can look good against a technician. A more wild style of striking seems to throw his flow off, but Borshchev essentially does everything with relatively clean technique. But I think defensively, that gives Tom Nolan a better chance than a wild looping punch over the top or something strange from a brawler. I'm going to say Tom Nolan can surprise. He could take Borshchev down. He could catch him on the feet. Tom Nolan's a very young prospect and a guy that's easy to write off, but he's still very tall for the weight class. He's a pretty good athlete. He destroyed Bogdan Grad on the Contender Series. He definitely has power. That aged really well. And I don't feel good about Slava Claus, man. Close fight with James Yan top. Chase Hooper dropped him and beat the shit out of him in the fight before. Chase Hooper's decent. That was
a bullshit split decision, bro. That James Lontop fight was a mollywop, dude. He won. James Lontop. Fuck that split decision.
I feel like Tom Nolan can surprise everybody, I guess. I'm on the island, lonely island over here. He's going Tom Nolan.
Didn't say all that, man. No, this is a really good fight because, yes, Slava Claus, highly questionable takedown defense, highly questionable grappling. Is it even questionable? Let's just say it's bad. Yeah. Not good grappling, you know? Very, very straightforward what to do to Slava Claus. Grab him, pick him up, and put him on his back. As to where, you know, with Nolan, that's less clear. Nolan, a striker too. Bad wins. I mean, yeah, he beat Victor Martinez and Alex Reyes. Victor Martinez, his last loss before that was to Jordan Levitt, dog. He got
Jordan Levitt's a good grappler.
Got fucked up by Jordan Levitt.
And it was striking too, he did.
Jesus Christ. And then we're going to look at Tom Nolan's win over Alex Reyes. Alex Reyes lost to Charlie Campbell, Mike Perry, hadn't fought in forever, you know, and getting fucked up by these other guys, getting finished. Tom Nolan's was the decision last year. So I'm not that impressed. The Bogdan Grad one is great in 2023, especially seeing what Bogdan Grad's been able to do. So, yeah, is Slava Claus bettable is the real question to me, because there is that risk of the takedown. Pure striker to striker, I do favor Slava Claus, but AJ puts his finger on something very important. It's that if you got a real MMA fighter against Slava Claus who can mix it up, he's kind of fucked. Like, Slava Claus is this fun gatekeeper. He's not a guy who can compete at a high level. Can Tom Nolan? We got to kind of find out, I think. So, Nicholas Moda is better than him. Is Slava Claus? Slava Claus is a better striker. It really depends on the takedown. So, I'm gonna have to do a lot of tape before I go Tom Nolan because I need to make sure he's not. I need to make sure he's not going to be engaging on the feet too much. His fight IQ is good enough to hit these takedowns, and that his offense is really good enough to hit these takedowns. Off the top of my head, I don't remember his wrestling. I remember his striking, and I gotta say Slava Claus is the better striker. Early lean Slava Claus decision.
Slava Claus decision, respectable call. I guess I'm going Nolan by decision on the other side. I just won't be surprised if he looks to grapple. But I get why people are questioning his chin. It's a viable truth to it all, especially hooks seem to land. Does got good reach, though, and he's taller in this fight here, also being a southpaw. Tom Nolan, still very young, man. What, 24, almost 25, developing guy at 8-1 versus Slava, who's, 8-4-1 at 33 now. It's a competitive matchup. I like the fight a lot. The odds for it have Nolan as a slight underdog at just plus 116 with Slava at minus 136. I have to say, I just like the youth factor, the ability to improve, the size, and the fact that we may see Tom Nolan showcase some takedowns, which has been a weakness of Slava Claus because Nolan's got that big physicality edge in this one. I'm thinking Nolan edges one out, but I know you're on the other side, at least for now. Over 1.5 at minus 130 makes sense. It is a good fight.
Yeah, it's an important one to call on this card because those odds are about even. So, all right. This is one to meditate on. Can Tom Nolan hit takedowns? I'm going to have to figure that one out.
We'll see. We'll see when the cage door closes. But either way, I'm picking Nolan. Finchman going Slava. And we got to talk the feature prelim of the night, Finch. We got Jack Jenkins versus Gabriel Santos in a really high-stakes prospect battle at 145. Jack Jenkins, the Australian. Listen, he looked pretty good in, a good handful of his UFC fights, 3 out of the floor. He lost to Chepe, but his arm broke in that fight. He looked good in the first round. His hands are pretty clean. He's got a good jab, nasty low kick. He attacks the calf really well. And I'd say he's relatively well-rounded. And then on the opposite side, I got Santos, who I see as just more of the upside prospect. He's clean with the stand-up, a little more nasty with striking than Jenkins, maybe a little more dangerous. Good striking game, Brazilian Muay Thai style, I would consider it. Does have a quality clinch game, good elbows and knees in the clinch, which I think he could use here. And he's definitely crafty on the floor too. I think Gabriel Santos deserves some respect. I mean, starts his UFC career off with a loss on a close decision to Lerone Murphy. Second UFC fight, he ends up getting knocked out by David Onama, but not without good moments early in the fight. Then, he beats Yi Jia, who's extremely tough, but he was beating the shit out of him early, but Yi Jia showed a ton of heart in that matchup. I think that Santos is live to beat Jenkins on the cards here too in a competitive one, even at home in Australia. I think Santos might land some knees in the clinch and some elbows. The striking from distance, I think Santos will have success from the outside, though Jenkins has that nice calf kick. I feel as though Santos' Muay Thai is pretty clean. He'll make reads. I expect teeps down the center to throw Jenkins' striking flow off, and I have to go with Santos to win. I like his style a lot. 28-year-old Brazilian prospect, 11-2. I think he's hyper talented, man. And I think he gets past the Jack Jenkins test.
Big fan of Santos' style, man. Violent is what I wrote down. Just violent Muay Thai. Really, really sharp. And Jenkins is all right for sure. It's a good fight. But I do feel that that Santos is a confident one here. Cool matchup. Like real raw talent with Santos, cool fight to watch. And he has takedowns, by the way. So he can mix it up and hit these double legs. His double leg looks nice to me. So Santos maybe even finishing a Jack Jenkins. Jack Jenkins, decent fighter for sure. But I got Santos heavy in this one, man. I think Santos maybe puts him away.
Santos putting him away would be pretty badass for Santos. The money line is minus 225 for Gabriel Santos with Jenkins at plus 190. If you do like a Santos via knockout, plus 600, Finch, man. Santos by KO is actually a big line. It's because, Jenkins is relatively durable And, his TKO loss was because of injury. Outside of that, only lost by submission in the past. But Santos is clean. I like his knees up the center. I like his teeps. I like his elbows on the inside. He's crafty. He's got power for sure. He's explosive. He's a special prospect. I like the chance of a knockout too.
They gave Jack Jenkins Herbert Burns in Australia for the last one. And bro, just was not that impressive even against a Herbert Burns, which is supposed to be a layup, right?
Yeah.
Chepe ended up getting the dub over him there. And then, the other UFC win is Jamal Emmers in a split decision. Don Shanis, versus, Gabriel Santos. Yeah. Newer to the UFC and, has had Lerone Murphy and David Onama, who are, I think, higher level competition before the last win. So I'm liking him here in this one, man. I think it's a cool fight too, a fun matchup. This is a great way. It's like a main card kickoff. What is this?
This is actually the featured prelim of the night.
Got you. That
it's a good featured prelim.
Fight. It should be a fun one. Santos, that plus 600 KO. How dare you tell me that? I might touch that.
Santos by KO at plus 600 is not crazy at all. I know. I had to tell you. Listen, you might be going for it.
There goes $10 just to fuck around.
Let's go, my guy. Listen, we're both going Santos. We're a fan of the Brazilian Savage, and we think he pulls through. Let's keep running up. Next fight on the card. This one brings us to our main card opener. It's Jake Matthews versus Francisco Prado in this one. I'm going with Jake Matthews' UFC experience. I like Prado as a brawling prospect. He was fighting at lightweight. Now he's moving up to 170, and I'm interested to see how he looks. But my God, bro, 20 UFC fights for Matthews, 13-7 in the octagon. Even had some moments against Michael Morales. His boxing is pretty good. He mixes it up well. He's a well-versed fighter, does have grappling to go alongside of the striking. He does everything pretty good. And then Francisco Prado on the other side, definitely talented at 22, heavy hands. And even though he's got a 1-2 UFC record, he's definitely looking better than that. And I think he's got potential. It's interesting, though, because this is him at 170 now. Is he going to carry more power at 170? Is his chin going to be better than before? It's already been pretty good. How's he going to look against a welterweight? Interesting, and we'll only know after the fight takes place. But I'm going to say Jake Matthews could outwork him to a hard-fought decision win.
Yeah, I'm concerned about the mixed martial arts aspect because Prado is so much more talented. He's very fun to watch. He's got the ability to put people away with one punch. But Matthews, very experienced. If he can make this an MMA fight, if he could tire the kid out in the clinch a little bit, try to drag him onto the ground on the fence, you could see a pathway for him too. I kind of got a hunch we could see a Prado highlight here, though, dude. I don't think Matthews is that reliable. I'd be looking for a little bit more reliability. Like GM3 sort of passes the test for me where his durability's there and I can rely on him a little more. Prado is talented. Prado is definitely talented. So I'm going to roll the dice on Prado KO here, brother.
Wow. Respect. Finchman going Prado KO. I'm going Matthews decision. Matthews' surprise fact about him, I didn't know he's Muslim. I was really surprised. I was like, wow. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Matthews is tough. Listen, he's got the fucking Habib mentality with the Islamic faith,
I swear these guys who pray 4 times a day, you have that little meditation time with yourself. It's a mental edge.
Let's see if it holds up. Prado's a gangster, though, and I respect you going dog here because of his hands. And I'm curious to see him at 170. I saw some pictures of him. He's looking pretty fucking lean and pretty shredded. And Prado, he looks in really good shape. Even at 170, it's not like he put on fat moving up. He seems like a very thick welterweight. I'm excited to witness the fight, man. It's going to be a cool matchup for sure. Damn, bro, 20 UFC fights as opposed to 3 and being 20.
No, I hear you, bro. I hear you. With the weight move, too. Damn, Matthews might drag his ass onto the ground. That's a tough one. I'll tell you what I want to see. Prado KO.
That would be pretty crazy. Prado KO, I respect the call, too. It'd be good for like a prospect on the come up at 170 to watch if he knocks Matthews out. Matthews minus 205 is the favorite with Prado at plus 175. Even an over 1.5 at minus 215 is interesting. Matthews on the scorecards plus 110, and then your Prado call by KO plus 335 would be true savage mode USA, man. Bobby Johnson, I see you, bro. Thank you for the love, man. I appreciate you.
Boom. Yeah, a fun fight. Hopefully Prado could throw down up a weight class. Let's go,
We'll see.
Prado. You know, he's just got to not get taken down, I think, is the key here. If he can get off that fence, get this motherfucker away from him, get back in where he can kind of close that distance, move in and out. You know, Prado's fast, man. Prado could put him away.
Let's go. Prado, the pick for the Finch, man. He's going savage dog. He's starting the main card off like an animal. I love it from Finch, man. I'm going Matthews. Let's keep running up the main card. Fight number 2 on the main card. We got Jimmy Crute versus Rodolfo Bellato. Jimmy Crute retired from MMA a bit over a year ago. I looked into this. He found God, and that's what led him to his comeback. I'm not even lying to you. This is what he said. And he's saying that he's not putting his same value on like just his performances in fighting as opposed to like just himself, which is interesting. At the end of the day, God bless you. Finding faith. It's a beautiful thing for him. But ultimately, this is a fist fight against a hungry Bellato who didn't retire after a loss a year and a half ago. He didn't give up his neck to Alonzo Menafield. Easy to say outside of the cage, but when punches are coming at you, when Rodolfo Bellato is just keeping pressing forward and Crute is gassed, how can I rely on a guy that retired from the sport? How can I rely on a guy that got subbed up? He was only 27 retiring. We saw him break. Bellato can outwork him. Bellato's nasty in the clinch. And Bellato is not hyper elite. He's just tough as fuck. Then he's got crazy pressure. You can say, oh, Bellato, though, he got dropped by Potieria. Not a great look, but one thing we'll give Potieria is he's slick on the inside. And Bellato is coming at him crazy. Jimmy Crute, he hasn't shown quality striking in a long time. Striking game is not the bread and butter. He's got a bit of pop in his hands. But overall, his grappling is more so where he gets the job done. And Bellato's a good jiu-jitsu grappler. I think that Bellato outdogs Crute for a TKO. I just can't pick a Jimmy Crute after retiring.
Bellato got taken down by Ihor Potieria. He got taken down by Ihor Potieria. His grappling didn't just look bad. I mean, it looked not UFC worthy. It looked like you can expose it. And so I think Jimmy Crute saw that and can hopefully be smart enough, please God, can you just take this guy down? Because Bellato's striking looks fairly dangerous, but then, you know, Ihor Potieria had some success and it's pretty simple to punch him. I mean, he does have some head movement and shit. He's a little scary on the feet. It's a scary looking motherfucker. Why is his neck so wide? What the fuck is wrong with his head? You know? But I think that Jimmy Crute or any legit UFC fighter can threaten with the striking, change levels, take his ass down. Off of his back, he looked bad, bro. Him trying to get back up, exposed his neck in the front headlock. If Ihor Potieria wasn't Ihor Potieria, you know, you could finish that dude in those spots. There are a lot of people with just decent grappling who could. You know, it doesn't take more than a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, I think, to smoke Bellato on the ground. So I think Jimmy Crute's got a real pathway here, dude, you know, and Bellato seems pretty one-dimensional to me. I rewatched that Ihor Potieria fight. I am not impressed by your performance. Jimmy Crute changing levels, using the wrestling, which is what, how do I say this nicely? Which is what somebody who has gone through some adversity and might be a little timid with the striking would like to do, I think, is go in there and grapple. So as long as we can give him a little bit of credit for the fight IQ, a little bit of fight IQ is all he'll need, I think, to win this fight. If he comes in there and just slugs it out with Bellato, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you, man. But I think Jimmy Crute, TKO, top position or submission.
Respect on the call. Jimmy Crute for the Finch. He's going dog money. Plus 145, Jimmy Crute with Rodolfo Bellato at minus 170. The over 1.5 is minus 140. You think Crute's winning the decision, Finch?
Crute took Anthony Smith down. Remember that. Crute took him down, put him on his back. So, I mean, does it go long or not? I mean, when you have the dog, it doesn't really matter, you know? But yeah, Yeah, that wouldn't be shocked. You know what though? Bellato's so bad on the ground, bro. If he's on the ground, I think he's getting put away, dude. I think Crute finishes him somehow. Inside distance, Crute.
Okay. Crute submission, you got plus 950 Finch.
Sheesh.
Big line.
Sub plus 950. I'm writing this shit down.
Write it down. This is going to be a wild ass fight. We don't know what Crute has anymore. One thing I know Bellato has is will to win. And I guess I'm going to pick that will to win over a guy that I feel as though gave up in his last fight, retired from fighting. I just question what happens when he gets hit hard. I think Crute's talented enough. But when he gets cracked in the face with a big shot, when he's in the clinch and Bellato elbows the shit out of him, what is his reaction going to be? Is it to throw down or is it panic wrestle? And if he's panic wrestling, Bellato's still got decent enough jiu-jitsu. He could end up catching a sub on Crute. Crute could fall to his back. Bellato beating him up from top. Jimmy Crute's a wild card, man.
Jimmy Crute, rear naked strangle, plus 900. Let's go.
All right. Finchman going savage call for this one. He's going with Jimmy Crute plus 950 sub. Even better than the odds, you said. I'm going to say Bellato. I feel like Bellato's live to TKO him too. I got too many question marks around the mentality of Jimmy Crute to pick against a guy who's been active, though he hasn't looked great.
You watched his interview with, what's his name? James, what's his name?
Lynch.
You watched his interview with James Lynch?
Crute or Bellato?
Crute.
I watched a different podcast interview.
Oh, you did? Okay, got you. Because I watched the James
watch?
Lynch interview, yeah. So I was interested to hear you saying he found God or whatever.
He didn't say that in the James Lynch one?
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I definitely heard like that he was trying to find himself, spend time alone, did a lot of traveling, bought a van.
Wow.
Started living in a van down by the river. Are you too young to get that quote?
I don't know. You talking about Clay Guida?
Living in a van down by the river. That is Chris Farley, children.
Really?
That
really?
is Chris Farley. How
I've seen Chris Farley. I've seen Beverly Hills Ninja.
You guys could type in "van down by the river" Chris Farley SNL. Guarantee you it's on YouTube. Guaranteed.
Okay. Chris Farley Finch. Listen, we're going with Bellato for me. Chris Farley Finch going with Crute. And let's keep running up because we got the feature fight of the night. We got heavyweights going after it. We got Teixeira making his debut in the UFC versus Justin Badman Tafa. What the fuck, UFC? Debuting guy in the feature fight who has crazy reach but has beaten nothing but cans against Justin Tafa, who's relatively powerful but also inconsistent.
Right.
But my God, man, how can I pick Taliesin when he's sparring with light heavyweights and middleweights only? I'm looking at his training camp. There's a picture of his whole crew. Everybody's at his shoulder level in height. You say, oh, but Tafa is short too. Fair. But Tafa's full-sized heavyweight power, though. And if he's training and sparring with, middleweights, and I'm watching footage of him sparring with two people at once, like two people that don't even look like they fight pro MMA. It looks like two people that casually train.
You're joking.
Bro, go on his Instagram. I had to dig deep because I wanted to see who Teixeira was working with, and nobody. He's not working with anybody quality at his weight class. He's not at a heavyweight gym. I think he's at Andre Lima's gym, who's a fucking flyweight? How can I pick this guy? At the very least, you say Tafa. At least he's getting working with his brother, who's a real size heavyweight. Now, Taliesin is freakishly tall, 6'7", crazy reach. He was getting touched a bit by Arthur Lopez on Contender Series. This dude's just throwing wild shots. Does Tafa not have the ability to close the gap and catch him? And how does Teixeira respond to a clean punch? They say he's got a jiu-jitsu black belt. I've never seen him grapple. I'm going to go Tafa by KO.
Yo, but Tafa just got taken down and fucking beat up.
But Carl Williams a workhorse.
Big, ugly motherfucker.
Williams a workhorse, man. Shout out Ali, bro. Finchman and Irony, his spetch to the dynamic duo. Thank you for the spetch, my brother.
Thank you, Ali Point VTV. His speech to Ali Point VTV. Okay, this is Justin Tafa. That's right.
You're thinking of Walter Walker Jr. Tafa?
I'm thinking of Walter Walker. Oh, grapple. Yeah. Tafa brothers. Yeah, Carl Williams. That's a little bit more respectable. He beat Porky Porter, Harry Hunsucker. All right, this is actually a harder pick than I thought then. Yeah, Taliesin Teixeira. Homie is not great at fighting. A much more ideal build. Very, he has power in his hands. He could put people out. He has been putting people out. But you guys saw him getting bombed on Dana White's Contender Series, right? Like he was getting smacked the fuck up with big shots. And so you can imagine Tafa swinging some fucking hooks up there too. It was Arthur Lopez who was giving him the business. And Arthur Lopez was 6-1 heading into it. Fought just on like regional, literally it's called regional. The promotions are called regional. Sao Paulo regional, Minas Gerais regional. So I am not impressed, So yeah, Talis and Teixeira, you want to talk about green? My goodness. How do you even bet on this fucking fight? How is this on the main card? What the fuck is going on? AJ, what the fuck is going on? I gotta pick this fight.
You gotta pick.
Teixeira is a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
They say it, but I've never seen him roll. I've never seen him grappling in MMA. I've seen him just kickbox in MMA.
I was gonna say maybe Tafa could put him out, but I'm concerned about the grappling now. Because he looks so sloppy, dude. When I'm watching him fight, I mean, you could just see throwing in the end zone, man. It's gonna land, Fuck. Tafa knockout.
I think that's the call, man. Tafa by KO. I can't go with a guy who's beaten nobodies. Look at his wins in LFA, bro. He's fighting guys running away from him that don't want to fight him, that aren't full-time fighters, that are just taking fights in Brazil. 7-0 record, but against who? Yes, clean knockout against Arthur Lopez, but he was getting touched a bit before. Yes, reach advantage, but completely unknowing as far as level goes for Taliesin Teixeira, what he can bring and how he responds to a big punch by a guy who's got legit power. The odds have Tafa as a plus 115 underdog with Taliesin Teixeira as a minus 133 favorite. I have to go slight dog.
Well, now I'm more interested. Okay. Gonna give me dog money for the guy who's better at fighting, Justin Tafa can sling hooks, and we just saw him getting cracked the fuck up with those looping shots. So homie cannot move his head. Just a lot of amateur shit I'm seeing from Taliesin Teixeira. With that being said, Justin Tafa's not well-rounded. His hands look pretty dangerous. That build is just pretty hard to take down, we were saying this back when Islam Makhachev was about to fight Volkanovski for the first time. Like that short, stocky build, boom, it's hard to take down somebody who's got decent takedown defense with like double legs and single legs and shit with that stocky build. So yeah, let's say the task is too tall for Teixeira and that he gets slept.
That's iconic too. It's ironic actually because he's 6'7", right? Freakishly tall.
Isn't it ironic?
It is ironic. He's a freakish kid. He's only 25. Haven't fought nobody good, and they give him a powerful vet in Australia too, throwing him against the, last hope for the heavy-handed Samoans, the Polynesians. Like this is the guy. Tai Tuivasa is over 300 pounds right now. I don't know if he's coming back.
Stop.
Bro, you seen pictures of him recently?
No, you're kidding.
Bro, he looks fat.
No,
fatter than before.
BKFC for Ty. BKFC
I like that for him.
For Ty. Yo, Tai Tuivasa and Rothwell and BKFC though.
He'd get crushed. They won't do it though because he's got a pub now. He's running a pub. You think he's fucking getting back in the cage? He's making too much money doing that.
He looks like the type of guy to run a pub. That checks out perfectly.
Yeah.
I guess Hamdi Abdel Wahab has restaurants and shit.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he owns like 2 restaurants.
Holy shit. I could see that. He looks like a chef too.
It's like Hamdi's Burgers and Abdel Wahab's Kebabs, some shit like that.
Abdel Wahab's Kebabs is iconic.
Yo, I think that's really it.
That's funny as fuck.
That's no cap.
Holy shit.
I'm actually telling you the truth. All right, we'll go with Tafa Power.
Tafa Power is gonna be the call for us both. Guys, we got over 100 likes in chat. Should I just hit a fucking midstream rip for the folks? Should I just
for the
do it?
folks?
For the folks.
Sober Finch over here, all right?
Finch is a sober Sally.
My last hit was December 31st, y'all. I was fucking tweaking yesterday. I was like, I was jonesing for a fixin'.
When was my last hit? 30 minutes ago?
I know. AJ's like, yeah, I smoke before the show. I'm like, dog, how the fuck?
I'll do it all.
Sober.
No
I
issue,
do
bro.
this. I do this show sober, son. It's it's better not to smoke every day, kids. Don't smoke every day, man.
Yeah, listen to
Something for a
Finch.
Sunday or whatever.
Sunday.
Out with the boys on a Saturday, turn up a little bit. On that Monday through Friday grind, y'all gotta stay focused, man. It's nootropics, it's caffeine, it's the grind. It's time to set your fucking 10-year goals and go after them. And then you smoke weed on the weekend. Don't
I
be doing
respect it.
ripsties all day like AJ. AJ, what are you doing to these kids?
I'm a rare exception to the rule, Finch. I'm a rare
Jesus.
exception. I'm hyper motivated with or without any rips, to be honest.
Jesus. AJ is turning full meditation Jesus. You guys are right.
Mm. That's funny, man. Meditation Jesus is crazy. All right. Let's go, chat. Let's keep running. Let's get to the co-main event of the evening. If you guys haven't, make sure you hit the likes. Let's talk this fight. We got Weili Zhang versus Tatiana Suarez. Finch, you have witnessed Tatiana grapple in person. I want to give you the stage to break this thing down. The Finch man, break it down for us. Let's go.
Tatiana Suarez has a different level of grappling. I got to see her grapple 2 female UFC fighters, and I was also working out with Jeremy Kennedy and this tall black dude who was like a UFC middleweight. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I was getting some rounds in, but I also got to sit around. And so I watched her roll. I'll just say it out loud with Jocelyn Edwards. Let's just fucking spill the beans. I saw her whoop Jocelyn Edwards in the gym. Bad, okay? Tatiana Suarez is real good at grappling. First off, she's very physically strong. She has lots of years of wrestling that have accumulated to her just being able to pin these girls and really control them. And then her jiu-jitsu's high level now too, because her fiance, I believe at this point, is the Bellator champion. Patchy Mix has a patented guillotine, which he showed me. By the way, I will drop the Patchy Mix guillotine and the Tatiana Suarez interview this week that I already have all pre-recorded talking about this Weili fight. I am definitely a believer in the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu of Tatiana Suarez. There's one huge problem here. She's fighting the greatest female fighter in the world. I really believe in Weili as well. Weili's striking is phenomenal. Weili's pace is phenomenal. Weili's output is phenomenal. The one problem Weili has is you can take her down. In her last 5 fights, Weili's been taken down 6 times. Do you think Tatiana Suarez hits a takedown? I do. I think Tatiana Suarez is live to steal this title. I think Tatiana Suarez is live to hit a guillotine choke on a shooting Weili who can't help herself but shoot. But damn, is this going to be a high-level female MMA fight? And absolutely, you got to respect the champion. I have no doubt that this will be the toughest fight of Tatiana Suarez's life.
Too Lit MMA. Thank you for the 10, big homie. You're a gangster.
Patty, thank you, Patty. I appreciate you, dog.
I think that Suarez to win is going to be my call too. I like her chance by sub. I think she's freakishly strong in grappling. She has very wide shoulders and like a wide back too. Almost built like a fucking nacho chip in reverse, you know? She's strong. And a lot of these girls are not used to the level of grappling she brings. And then you think of, Weili getting caught in Lemosh going for these high elbow gillies, a couple weird sequences on the floor. Suarez by sub. It just seems really likely. I feel like her grappling is super crazy. Like, and it's just, I don't want to say we don't know because we've seen it, but people don't know about it because Suarez has just been really inconsistent with injuries over the years. But she's beaten 2, eventually future UFC champs, and as of recent, a former UFC champ. She got 3 wins over UFC champions, being Alexa Grasso before she was a champ, being Carla Esparza, actually after she was a champion, and then she became a champion again. And then also beating Jessica Andrade last time. So she's fought caliber girls for a long time. And her grappling strength, I really think, is pretty next level. And I just see Weili getting worked on the ground. I see her getting caught in something. I'm going to say Suarez has got the goods to pull through, man. I'm going Tatiana Suarez by submission. She's going to pull through an upset win, or maybe not odds-wise an upset, but a new belt on the line and a new champion is crowned.
Such a fucking cool fight, dude. For women's MMA, this is it. This is as high. I think this is more high level than Amanda Nunes versus you name it, fucking Juliana Pena, or Amanda Nunes versus whatever. Valentina Shevchenko's fights with Alexa Grasso. No, I think this, and by the way, who's beaten Alexa Grasso? Tatiana Suarez. I think that this fight is the best fight that we will see in women's MMA because of the skill level of the striking of Weili. I respect tremendously. And AJ, one of my reservations here is Weili's 5-round ability. Can Tatiana Suarez take her down? I believe so. But can she do it over 25 minutes at the pace Weili fights at? Because Weili's a fucking machine. So I don't want to overlook Weili either. I think Weili could potentially steal 3, 4, 5. It's a great fucking fight. I thought, I'm the person with the inside info on Tatiana Suarez, Weili is going to be a 2-1 favorite. Turns out the champ's about to be a dog. What are the odds?
Right now, I am looking at Weili at plus 105 as the underdog, and Suarez minus 125 is the favorite.
Oh, everybody else is seeing this too? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wow. And Suarez's record really speaks for itself, but not that active.
Not active at all. Not active at all. She's not active.
For her to be a favorite, it really surprises me. Surprises me. This is a incredible fight. The challenger to be the favorite with almost no activity, it's bizarre to me. Again, I thought 2.5 to 1, minus 250 Weili, and that I'd be the one singing the praises of the underdog. Seeing everybody on Tatiana Suarez honestly really surprised me.
It was minus 250 for Weili at open.
Really?
Yeah. The lines have shifted substantially.
All right. Well, so everybody's betting on Tatiana Suarez. Got it. Yeah. Based on what I've seen, Tatiana Suarez has taken some of the best aspects of jiu-jitsu and incorporated it with the best wrestling in the division. It's a problem. So the X factor for me is experience, cardio, right? How does Tati look in 3, 4, 5? She's a warrior. Make no mistake. Her striking's pretty good,
It's not bad, yeah.
Weili is a fucking buzzsaw, dude. Looking at those workouts she'll take the 2 bands, she'll just turn the bands, and you can always see her hips are just always turning over, whether it's a cross or a leg kick. She fights at such a fucking pace. It's going to be a real challenge for Tatiana Suarez. So excited for this women's MMA fight. I mean, this is really, this is some really high level stuff. This
is a really great fight. I'm excited for it too. Finchman and I both are picking Suarez, correct?
I think so. I mean, I think she'll kill me if I don't. I mean, she'll unfollow me on Instagram. I can't risk that. Can't risk being unfollowed by the great and powerful Tatiana Suarez on Instagram. How would I do that? I will say that I'm surprised that Tati's a favorite, and that it's like it's kind of got Hamzat Chimaev vibes, where it's like she can dominate motherfuckers. There's so many X factors. What does she look like in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round? What about the activity right now? So those are my questions. With Weili, I mean, on the pound for pound list, she's got to be up there. AJ, how much better are these women than Tafa and fucking Teixeira? It's like so much better at martial arts.
So much better.
Put some respect on the ladies.
I agree. I think Tatiana Suarez is live to become the new champ. I feel like she could lock up a sub, make things difficult, and I'm really excited to find out. Nonetheless, I'm very excited to find out between these two. And I think Suarez is live to lock up a neck, maybe. But seeing that she's the favorite now is disappointing, right? But the line is shifted if you didn't get it early.
Bro, I'm so surprised. Fair enough, folks. Fair enough. It's fucking Weili, guys. This is a great fight.
Let's go. Finch, man, and I both gonna say, and new champ. It's time to head to the main event. If you guys are watching and enjoying and you haven't yet, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe it up. We got Dricus du Plessis versus Sean Strickland 2 going down in the main event of UFC 312. I've been picking Dricus du Plessis to outdog Strickland for a second time. I feel like he can back him up, do what he did last time some takedowns, make it a scrappy fight. I love du Plessis' mentality as well. He said he's prepared to kill. You know, he has that true savage mindset, which I think just puts him. I mean, you could say Strickland probably has it too, but I don't know. The way du Plessis says it hits different. The fact that Strickland was crying after du Plessis hit him with some, heat verbally before their last fight, I don't think that he's out of his head with that. And I really think Dricus du Plessis puts it on Sean Strickland and does it again. I think he does. I think he wins it. I'm going to say a hard-fought decision, but maybe more clear this time. I feel like du Plessis is going to keep Strickland on that back foot, moving backwards. Strickland normally is the one putting pressure on everybody, but he's going to get pushed back here. And the reason being is Sean Strickland doesn't necessarily have the punching power to keep du Plessis off of him. Doesn't have heavy hands. Sean Strickland's a volume puncher. And with du Plessis, you got to make him respect you with a big shot. And I don't think Strickland's going to be able to land that clean. And I don't think he's going to be able to hurt him. I'm saying du Plessis outdogs him again.
Bruh. How does this guy keep winning? Damn it. Do I really have to pick du Plessis? Fuck. I wanted to come here and say Sean Strickland almost beat him and that, du Plessis is going to have trouble taking him down. But there is something to say about the momentum, man, about having the belt now, about having that momentum on your side, showing his mixed martial arts, showing the ability to take Izzy down and get the finish. And Strickland hasn't really shown evolution. You pretty much know what Strickland's going to go out there and do. So I guess I'll go with Dricus du Plessis. I hate saying it, but he has more ways to win. He'll threaten with takedowns. He's tough as fuck. He walks forward. He makes it happen. Sean Strickland's going to punch him in the face. But as AJ said, the consequences aren't that high. Sean's really got to fight a perfect fight to beat him, as to where Dricus can do it different ways. Dricus can hurt him. Dricus can try to drag him onto the ground, especially with the improved grappling. With that being said, could I just dunk on him right now? I think Imavov beats him. I think Khamzat Chimaev beats him. I don't think Dricus is unbeatable. But is Sean Strickland the guy on Saturday? Probably not.
I don't think Sean Strickland is the guy. I think he loses worse this time. He gets outworked more so than the last time. And damn, I'm excited to witness it, man. It's going to be nice to witness du Plessis get another title defense and hopefully Khamzat walk his way into the octagon. So then we get that fight settled next. I like the Imavov fight too, but Khamzat, bro.
I don't think Dricus is a top 2.
No,
but
I think Dricus is this. It doesn't look pretty, his technique, but it's effective. He's a freak. Dricus is a freak, bro. He's in great shape. He's got crazy pressure.
He's a bowling ball, bro. You can't stop the roll.
He knows how to win these fights, man. I feel like he just finds ways to win, and I think he finds the way to beat a Sean Strickland here, man. I can't deal with Strickland back as the champ. Please no. We need du Plessis. Holy shit.
I mean, for the record, I would pick Imavov and Khamzat over Strickland too. I think these guys are both fucked. So I just gave out my picks for the rest of the year in the middleweight division. I don't know what type of content I could put out at this point.
Listen, you can still break it down, talk the odds, take it a step further,
That's what you guys got, okay? I think it's du Plessis, but Sean Strickland's it was a split decision last time. That's likely, a wild fight like that. That's likely. It's just nice to have somebody who has the offensive grappling capability of a DDP. At least he's got that, but he's not he's one of the worst champions modern day.
You think so?
You call me a hater.
I think he beats Anderson Silva. He submits Anderson. He fucking outdogs him. He finds a way to win. DDP just finds ways to win.
I think Michael Bisping beats him, bro.
You think so? You think middleweight's this bad right now?
I think DDP beat a out of prime Adesanya.
Okay.
He went to an even fight with a sloppy Sean Strickland who was banging overhand rights. He beat like his timing. There's a bit of luck involved here.
Damn, Mike Finch is not a DDP guy.
No, I think
DDP's a gangster.
Him in the face. Yeah.
Damn, I would love to see it somehow. We can get Prime Anderson.
Whabam! Anderson Silva is so much better at martial arts, man. I'll take Prime Anderson. Get the fuck out of here. I'm taking Prime Anderson over DDP, bro. Give respect in your name. Put respect on the name of the GOAT, okay? Anderson Silva's up there with GOAT talk. You're going to put him up there with Duplessis, AJ?
Duplessis on his way to GOAT talk. Bro, Duplessis has a different mindset than these other guys, bro. Duplessis doesn't break. He keeps coming.
When does Anderson Silva break, bro? 5th round, Chael Sonnen's on steroids. Anderson Silva's got a fractured rib. He still finds a way to win. Does Duplessis
I think if DDP was on...
Can you imagine Duplessis throwing up a triangle? The martial arts comparison isn't even close.
I think DDP would never get triangled by Anderson.
Set of balls on him. That's enough to beat the GOAT, Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva knockout, AJ.
Stop it. He already beat Adesanya, bro. We know what would happen. He would choke Anderson out of ground and pound him.
And Imavov just beat Adesanya. And if you want, Hamzat will do it too. Right. And you know what I mean? It's like Strickland did it. I mean, Adesanya's not in his prime right now, bro. That's what I'm saying, man. You give him that prime Anderson that knocked Vitor Belfort out with that front kick. I think Duplessis getting smoked. What does the chat think? Correct this.
I saw all of Anderson's run,
chat. Talking about?
I watched all of Anderson's run. He's a legend, but DDP is a freak of freaks. He's a man of fucking steel, bro. We haven't seen a South African savage like him.
Oh my God. Terrible. Oh, this is horrible. Jesus Christ.
A lot of people agree.
Jesus Christ.
Come on, bro. Chael beat him up for 4.5 rounds. DDP would put a beating on him.
Anderson Silva came into that fight with a fractured rib, bro. Watch the motherfucking tape before you go talking shit about it.
All right.
And how did the rematch go for Chael? How did the rematch go for Uncle Chael?
Chael was done after that. He lost confidence. Chael was done after that fight. He lost it.
Bro.
He didn't have it anymore.
AJ just trying to poke the bear at this point.
Listen, I love Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva was my favorite fighter outside of maybe like Jones, right? Him and Jones are like my top two when I was younger. And I would say him beating Forrest Griffin hooked me for life to MMA. That was like the fight. But I feel as though DDP is a freak of freaks, man. DDP is a certified G. DDP is a fucking gangster, bro.
I can't wait to put $500 on him. Put a rack on Imavov or Hamzat over DDP. Get the
I listen, I might pick Hamzat or Imavov over DDP, but I do think he beats Strickland.
I mean, Strickland's not, you know, this wicked all-time martial artist, you know. Strickland's a bit of a dog too. I mean, they kind of relate, you know. So, yeah, I'll take the guy who has more ways to win.
Let's go. Finch, man. Let's go. -205 DDP, +175 Strickland. If you like the fight going long, it's -185. If you think DDP got a chance for a submission, which he might, +450. Decision is +170. DDP down the center. Not great odds, but the call is Duplessis pulling through by a unanimous decision.
Bro, Duplessis is the worst example to say that fighters are more well-rounded nowadays, and you're going to pick
good
Duplessis,
everywhere.
the sloppiest fucking fighter in 2025, good. The worst-looking champion in 2025. Tom Aspinall looks way more technical than Duplessis. That is literally the worst example. No, the martial arts were a lot better with Anderson Silva. I'm sorry, folks.
All right. Vispian, Finch, will you eat a shoe if DDP beats Hamzat?
Eat a shoe. You're going to donate €2 and ask me to eat a fucking shoe, bro? Michael Bowman would give me $50 just to say fucking what's up. He's gonna what is that? Is that a euro? What is that? Is that
it looks like a pound.
Is that a pound? It's the British pound.
British pound. I'm from Australia.
No, I'm not a dog. Okay, I'm not a fucking Rottweiler. I'm not gonna eat a shoe, bro. AJ's the only one over here doing shoeies. Maybe he's closer.
Not any. I haven't been anymore.
On my feet, homie. I ain't eating a shoe. But I'll eat my $500 bet if that happens. Thank you for the 2.
Thank you. Thank you for the 2. Thank you, Duplessis, for the dub. Listen, Finch. We're gonna do a parlay. You want to do it freestyle it like how we talked about it? You want to do it like that, savage mode?
All right, let's run it. Let's run
do
it.
All right, Finch man and I are about to bring you guys a little collab, a little Dragon Ball Z style collab of a parlay. Let's go.
All the competition that try to compete, stand back, watch the bomb drop.
Parlay time. Open up your wallets and let's bet on some fist fights.
Yeah, parlay time. Alessandro Topuria's minus 450, but he's part of the parlay tonight. Yeah, give me Topuria and
I'm going with Gabriel Santos. Match him up. We're doing a little duo action. Let's go. This card's a fucking wild one, but if you go with Finch and I's calls for the parlay, you can at least bring something close to even money. There's a lot of underdogs. There's a lot of chaotic picks, but I think clarity is safer calls between Finchman and I's plays. Topuria for the Finch, myself going Santos. You got almost even money. You got minus 118. You put them together. I think you have a high likelihood parlay. I think that's a bit of a lock city.
safer calls, but still big balls. We got this thing all wrapped up. I think Topuria and Santos is a brilliant little parlay.
Topuria and Santos got a good ring to it. Topuria and Santos got a smooth vibe to it.
You know? Now,
Yeah.
I don't know if the odds are phenomenal.
Minus 118 is not bad.
Oh, wow.
Minus 118 is calling my name,
wow.
brother. Brother, I think we're in.
No.
Listen, unless Topuria is a fucking shit can and we didn't know about it, Thicknesse somehow is good. But I don't think that mustache is taken out of Topuria, bro. You understand?
Minus 118. Wow. The free channel gets hooked up again. Wow. I'm gonna have to put that one in the free channel, dude, on my Telegram. That's a solid one. They've been eating every week, guys. If you're not over in the Telegram, go check out my Telegram. It's links in description of my video. I'll be live with my most confident bets most confident picks. Right after this, I'll give you my 5 most confident picks for UFC 312. And then I'm gonna drop some bets tonight too. Brother, that parlay is nice. I'm gonna go tap that right now.
Bro, that parlay is calling our name, bro. You need to tap it. I'm linking Finchman's channel up. So Finch is going to drop some savage calls with his most confident picks, which I'm looking forward to because I want to see where Finchman's head at. We got to see. Too Lit MMA is feeling generous tonight. Another 10. If you guys watch and haven't yet, make sure you guys hit the likes. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Closing in on 43,200 subs right now. Making waves. Too Lit MMA, shout out. We appreciate you.
Too lit MMA. Just too lit with it, man. Oh, Patty the baddie. Thank you.
Too Lit. You're a certified gangster. Thank you for that. Thank you, bro.
Get the cheese, brother. Good for
Let's
you,
go.
man. Straight mouse.
Oh.
All right.
We're going savage mode, USA.
AJ fucking hates this card, but I feel like we got.
I don't hate it after studying it, but I still feel like it lacks name value, and this is not what you think of when you think of pay-per-views.
Hey, you guys should put some respect on AJ's name. AJ, how many hours of research did you do ahead of
brother? 8. I told Finch behind the scenes I was never going to reveal nothing like that. This was
8 hours of research for this guy, man. He fucking cares, folks. All right? He ain't out here bullshitting, okay?
I'm trying, brother.
I once had somebody in the chat go research ? Like, yeah, motherfucker, like you want to dig deep and really look at the fights, watch past fights to really analyze it completely. You can't just remember off the top of your head the entire careers and all the details and the matchups. So, big respect to you putting 8 hours in, AJ. I thought that was a big plus to anybody listening to you, just knowing that you're putting in the work.
I was frustrated with the 8 hours though, because it was torture. Not because I wasn't having fun, but because I was still having a hard time with like these calls. This card really made me feel some type of way. I was like, holy fuck. I was like, holy shit. And that's why if you guys watch the video, I released it way past midnight because I started way later than I ever would have thought. But we're ready to go. I'm ready to bring the thunder.
Yeah, bro. Big respect. You worked a full day shift, dog.
Thank you. Listen, we're bringing the thunder every damn time. And let's get it, bro. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you all smash like and sub. please click on the link, go subscribe to Finch, and then watch his stream that's coming up. We appreciate
Five most
you.
confident picks. I'll run through my picks again. Let's fucking eat, guys. I've been hooking up the free channel with some nice bets. Imavov takes it for y'all. Plus money. Gave out the parlay with Terrence McKinney and Naimov. That lands. Let's land some this Saturday, folks. I'll see you guys in a few.
See you guys soon. Peace out, everybody. I'll see you all in the afternoon for lunchtime live. Finch, man, we'll see you in like 15 minutes. Peace.
Peace.